And I'm telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I ever loved. What's up, guys? Singing Jennifer Hudson was on the brain today. Welcome, everybody who's on the stream already. It is cold here today in California, which is a rare occasion. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Early transfer deadline tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think, what would it be, 6:30 London time, I think, is the deadline, if I'm not mistaken. A lot to go over. There's a lot of Christmas games as well. A lot of, I think because of the week after, we have a Tuesday game, right? I think Chelsea play on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of games here back to back to back. We're going to have a lot of live streams coming up in succession. First off, thanks everyone for showing up. I see Kobe, MK, Gary, Thor all in the chat. Just off the top, thanks everyone for showing up, man. Hopefully this is a good stream. And I'm already back to saying man already. Before I get into some comments, and today I'm going to do my best to not take 15 minutes to get to a comment. So we'll see how I do with that. That's my goal today. So here's how my team's lined up real quick. I got Kilman and Basuma first two off the bench. The one move I did make this week is I brought in Diogo Jota, and it's almost a 1 week punt. I'll get into that more as the stream progresses, but as of right now, I brought in Diogo Jota for Ziyech. I had to get rid of Ziyech. I was thinking about maybe DCL, but Ziyech was the route after he got hurt. So Jota is in, and let me make sure we gravy. Yeah, we good. Yeah, so it's Diogo, and I'm touching my screen now. Yeah, so Diogo Jota is in, and I'm hoping he starts. The captaincy armband, as you can see, is on Mo Salah, the Egyptian king. I almost feel like I'd be overthinking it if I went somewhere else. Maybe I go Harry Kane last minute with some Rihanna blasting on my speakers, but as of right now, it's Mo Salah. All right, let's get into some comments. Let's see. Now, what's up, Kobe? What's up, MK? What's up, Gary? Sorry I was 3 minutes late today setting things up. Thor, let's see. That was the transfer I made. Yeah, so I did bring in Diogo Jota, and I'm hoping he starts. If not, the week after, I'll probably... I was thinking my plans originally were to go Diogo Jota to KDB and Harry Kane to like Callum Wilson or something along those lines. Get a cheap budget striker in for Kane. I'll go into more on why I'm thinking about that in the future later, but that's a plan. And then the week after, probably bringing in either Eric Dyer or Reguilon, because I think Spurs have given up 1 goal in the last 5 game weeks, if I'm not mistaken. A very solid defense, as you know, as we see every game with them. It's seen with Jose for years. All right, let's see. MK, Ings in. I think so. I think if Danny Ings is back, he's healthy. He came back he played the second half last match, right? So he's somebody that I want to get in my squad so bad. And I don't know why my phone always lags with a comment sometimes. Yeah, Danny Ings coming back. If you can fit Danny Ings into your squad, I'd be incredibly jealous. There's just so many big hitters out there. I don't know how you could possibly fit in everybody. So you're going to have to go without someone. And for me, it's looking like it's going to be Danny Ings. But, man, I want Ings in my squad. Let's see. Kobe says, need to get him in, but I already have 3 Southampton players. Who should I remove? Walker Peters, Adams, Ward-Prowse. Who should I replace with them? I think all 3... I think I would easily get rid of... I don't want to say easily, but Ings takes priority over all of those guys. I mean, Shea Adams is good. His finishing, obviously, is the issue with him. But he gets a lot of opportunities, and he's a good player. Walker Peters is a good price, and he's been balling out. He has more points than Lamptey, even though Lamptey is the popular pick. And JWP is just a set-piece wizard, man. I don't know. That's a tough decision. I'd have to see the rest of your squad before I commented further. Blues FPL, what's up? Blues FPL, another FPL content creator in the chat. Check him out, Blues FPL. I think you posted a vid today, right? I'm gonna check your YouTube channel right now just to make sure I ain't blowing smoke. Blues FPL. That's not right. And I gotta mute my phone so it doesn't vibrate. Do that on the screen. Let's see, Blues FPL, make sure you posted. Yeah, you posted a video 4 hours ago with a Gameweek 12 team selection video. Check out Blues FPL in the comments below. Hopefully I'll have him on the stream here in a little bit. Let's see. Also, I'm thinking about live streaming my first transfer deadline. Because we have so many games back to back. I may do my first transfer deadline stream. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or on Tuesday, but I'm definitely thinking about it. What's up, Blues FPL? Kobe brought in Salah and Reece James in. Love that move. Love that move. Are you gonna captain? Mo Salah, Kobe? I know you have a lot of heavy hitters on your squad, so it might be a tougher call to make. But let me zoom out a little bit. That might work better. Love that move, man. Love that move. Eric Castillo also in the chat. What's up? He's also working right now, so he's in the chat and he's at work. That's the grind, man. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing, Eric. Glad to see you here. Even if it is just for a quick, what's up? Wilbur also in the chat. Man, we got a lot of people returning. Deep production, Wilbur. Everybody return. Love it. What's up? Are you going to remove DCL? I was thinking about removing DCL personally. It was something that is it was something that was in my plans for this game week for quite a few weeks now. Once his fixtures flipped, but with the injury to Ziyech and me potentially getting KDB in next week, I might hesitate on that. So it's still I have a lot of thoughts in my head right now, and not many of them revolve around DCL. As far as him goes, I looked at just to bring it up. I was thinking about getting rid of him because he's playing. Let me see his schedule next. He's got Chelsea, which is super tough. Leicester, Arsenal, Sheffield, and then City. So he has a tough run of fixtures, but look at who he's played already. He played against Tottenham game week 1 and scored. He's played against Liverpool in game week 5 and scored. He played against United in game week 8 and got an assist. So the 3 toughest teams that he's faced so far this season, he's all come away with an attacking return. And so I wonder if he's going to be all right during the fixtures. I mean, his price range that I got him at was like 7.6, 7.7, something like that. So it's not like I'll be losing a ton of value, but as of right now, I don't think I'm going to get rid of DCL. Just because there's so many. Like, I want to get rid of Lamptey. I want to bring in like Eric Dyer or Reguilon for Lamptey. Jota is only a 1-week punt, so I got to get rid of him. Just because I don't think he's going to start week in, week out. Unless a Christmas schedule, they start rotating a bit. Then maybe I keep him in and bring in Reguilon as a 4 striker, so I have Lamptey as my first sub. Maybe that's what I do. Deep production. I have Chilwell, James, Robertson, and Justin. That's a solid back line. Salah, Son, Grealish, Jota, and attack. Bamford, Kane, and DCL. I have to bench one, but which one? DCL would probably be the one that sticks out to me just because Chelsea have such a solid defense. And not necessarily saying that DCL can't score, but you got to play the odds, right? You got to play the odds. Maybe it'd be DCL. And if DCL scores, he doesn't really necessarily get bonus points, so it wouldn't kill you other than ownership. I definitely wouldn't bench Kane or Bamford this week. I wouldn't bench Grealish, Son, Salah, James Justin versus Brighton. I don't think I would bench. Jota could possibly come in against Fulham, and that would be nice. Yeah, I'd probably say DCL, as crazy as that sounds. Maybe him. For me, it'd either be DCL or James Justin, one of those two. I'd probably go with DCL, just playing the odds. Chelsea have the best defense in the league, in my opinion. Them and City. And so, without Digne, obviously Richarlison's back. Hamas is a good player, but I'd probably roll with DCL, but that would... I usually like to back the attacker, though, so maybe I do go DCL. That's a tough one. Wilbur said he made it -24 to bring in... Oh, my gosh. A -24 for real? The minus Kobe? Rest in peace, Kobe Bean. They had -24 to bring in Diaz, James, Salah, Brewster, and Son. Well, it might pay off, man. I like everybody you brought in. I don't know if Diaz gets a clean sheet against United. I mean, it happen, right? Reece James, I love. You love Reece James. You're a Chelsea supporter. Mo Salah is dope. He gets my captaincy armband this week. Brewster obviously is almost just like he's just a enabler bench player at this point. And Son is almost to 100 points through 11 game weeks. -24 might pay off in the long run. Thor says Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi both hurt. It's either Pulisic or I don't even know that other person. Andrew. Yeah, I saw that too. Hudson-Odoi's out. That was my question I was going to ask a lot of, because I know there's a lot of Chelsea supporters on here. Now that Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech are out, who's going to play that right wing spot? Are you guys going to move to a 4-4-2? Are you going to move to like a 4-2-3-1 and have like 3 left attacking men, a right attacking man kind of a feel? Yeah, what do you think the formation is going into this weekend? As a Reece James owner, I really want to know. Thoughts on Barca Juve game? Yeah, I just stopped crying right now. That was one of the hardest things. If we lose in the quarterfinals this year, I'd be happy we made it to the quarterfinals. It's just such a tough year for Barcelona. Obviously, I'm still cheering for them. Hope they do the best. But as far as first thoughts, that was one of the hardest games I've ever, not ever watched, but one of the hardest games I've watched this season. Barcelona got just destroyed. For the first 20, 30 minutes too, I think Juve had 60% possession to Barca's 40, which is not a Barca thing to do, to not hold possession. Juve were pressing so well, they wouldn't let us pass the ball at all. When they got the ball, they were doing really well with it. Juve deserved the 3 points by far. The only other thing I'll say is, as soon as Ricky Puig came off the bench, things turned. Ricky Puig needs to play more. If he comes to FPL, because I'm hearing he may go on loan to Leeds, potentially, he's in my FPL squad. And he'd be great for Bamford. Let's see. Yeah, but that hurt. MK, welcome back. Best replacement is Shea Adams. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against that. Replacing Shea Adams for Danny Ings is definitely a good option. Let's see. Do you want me to check out your team, Kobe? Is that what you said? Let's see. Where's Sean? Can you see me? Am I? Let's see. I took out Adams for Danny Ings. Can you see me? Am I frozen? I'm right here. All right, Kobe. I support United too. That's the funny thing. That's great. Shout out Christian Press one time. Salah in for Fernandez. I think so, Josh. I think I said I was going to do better to catch up on comments, and here I am 6 minutes behind already. Salah in for Bruno Fernandez. I think for this week, I think Salah is the better option just because he's the king, man. But I don't know if I would get rid of Bruno for that. I don't know, because I think this week it pays off. He's playing Fulham. Bruno plays City. But the tough thing is, because we have so many heavy hitters, you're going to have to choose a few to pick in, right? But for me, I think Salah is a good option instead of Bruno Fernandes for this week. I still think Bruno for his price is phenomenal. Mr. Enigma, what's up, man? Everybody, we got a lot of people here. What's up, Don? How's it going? Could you tell us a bit about the FPL collab you did recently, please? Yes, I was on Glenn Knightley. He has an FPL YouTube channel called Everything Arsenal, and he invited me on to discuss FPL, and it was like a 30-minute piece, if I'm not mistaken, a 30-minute piece that I did on his channel. We simply talked about last Gameweek 11. Now that I said that, I got to make sure my title's right, because the last stream I did, all my tags were for the previous game week. Okay, my tags are right. Cool. Yeah, so we talked about Game Week 11, Game Week 12, West Ham assets to bring in, what to expect from Game Week 12, what fixtures I'm really looking forward to as a fan and as an FPL manager, and stuff like that. Super great. That dude, Glenn, is such an awesome guy. He puts a lot of people on spotlight too, which I appreciate a lot as far as the YouTube side. And overall, he's just a great human being, man. I like him a lot. If you're a big Arsenal supporter, check out Everything Arsenal YouTube page. Kobe, any thoughts on United forfeit and UCL? I'll leave that one to Kobe. Brian Sullivan, do I think Jota will play? I think he plays. I don't know if he starts. If I had to guess, if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say that Jota doesn't start. I think he probably comes in for 30, 40 minutes, hopefully 40 minutes. I don't see him starting, honestly. I brought him in as a punt, hoping that he does on a hope and a prayer. But I certainly hope so. But as of right now, if I had to put my money on, no. Ole still has that fridge as a captain. Yeah, Harry Maguire as a captain. What are your thoughts on that, man? Anyone who's a United fan, I want to hear some United talk, because that was I want to hear what's up with United right now. I'd be absolutely gutted if I was a United fan. That one hurts. You had everything to play for. The crazy thing with United too is they beat PSG and I think Leipzig, right, the first 2-3 games, and so they were balling out at the beginning and then they just took a seat. Sucks, man. That Europa League right now is stacked with big name squads. Bruno out for Kane. MK says Bruno out for Kane for a -4. And if yes, who should I put in Fernandez's place? I don't know if you do it for I really like Bruno. That's a hard part. But I do love Harry Kane. So I like them both. So it's hard for me to really say. It's almost like pick your poison kind of a feel. If I had to guess, if I had to say so, I think yes. My camera? If I had to say so, I'd probably say yes because Harry Kane has just been so good to start the season. I mean, Bruno Fernandes has 2. But as far as FPL wise, I mean, he has what? Let me check the stats real quick. Check the statistics. Shout out Big Shaq. 8 goals, 8 goals scored, 10 assists for Harry Kane already. It's just he's so good, man. And I know he does play Liverpool next week, but after that, a very favorable run of fixtures for quite some time. So, if I was to bring in Harry Kane, I would leave him in for a long time, is what I would say. And he's a good captaincy shot this week. If you were going to put in someone for Bruno Fernandes' place, I would like to know how much money you had to do so. How much cash you have for that next spot. I think there are a lot of good options. I think Rafinha for Leeds is a good shout. James Ward-Prowse because he's on so many set pieces. If you have more money, obviously Jack Grealish. It all depends on how much cash you got. Stashed. Ings, Wilson, and Bamford, all with promising fixtures. Who should I take out for Kane? See, that's a hard part too. That's kind of why I want to go to the and go heavy in the midfield, is because the reason why I want to get KDB in. Should I show you? I'll just show you. Right. So, scroll over. So with this, I could take out I'd have Diogo Jota, but if he's not going to play week in and week out, it almost hurts. If I take out Harry Kane and switch him because there's no one else around that price range. Like you have James Ward-Prowse and whatnot, but if I take out Harry Kane for, is he here on the side? He might be here on the side. Yeah, KDB. That leaves me $8 million in the bank, just a little short to bring in Danny Ings. But as far as strikers go, I could bring in Callum Wilson, right? And I would still have 1.4 left in the bank, and that right there allows me so much more cash, or so much more of a balanced squad than Harry Kane and Diogo Jota, if Diogo Jota isn't playing in the future. And so, with so many good cheap striker options, I'm almost for getting rid of Harry Kane, strictly because of that. Because I think KDB and Kane will be close to each other in how much they score over the next 8, 10, 12 game weeks. But I think cheap strikers outweigh cheap forwards, and that's why I'm considering going that route. So that's why I'm not sure if you should take out Bruno and bring in Kane, because again, I think Bruno and let's say Callum Wilson versus Kane and James Ward-Prowse. I like the first one in that order. Oh, I thought I saw some. That'd be my thought. I don't know if I would. That's tough. If I had to choose, if you were set on taking out Kane, I would take out. I'd probably. I like them all. That's the hardest part. I'd probably take out Wilson. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like bringing him out, but that's what I would do. Let's see. Am I worried about Salah not starting after playing in Champions League this week? Yeah, I am. I am worried about that, but I don't know if. I mean, he still has. He's coming off of COVID, so this is only his second game playing more than 60 minutes since he had COVID the last 2-3 weeks, and then he's having because the game was yesterday. Then he has Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so he has a 4-day rest to recover for Sunday. So I'm not necessarily worried about it, but in the back of my mind, I do think Salah might not start, and if that's the case, it is what it is. I'll have to take that L if it's coming. I'll definitely be checking the lineup. I'll refresh my phone for the 2 minutes or just nonstop waiting for it. Is Newcastle game getting postponed? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about it at least. So at the moment, I don't think so. Mr. Enigma, Lampard will be playing right mid, confirmed. I would love that, man. I would love that. Oh, that'd be sweet. Zinedine Zidane coming in for Real Madrid next too. Don't they have player coaches? That's a thing, right? Player coaches like Rooney. Let's see. Werner will play in wing together with Pulisic and Giroud up top. Who would play on the right side? I like that. I think that's a good lineup. I love the versatility that Timo Werner has in his squad, that he can go and play on the wings when his team needs it. And Giroud's balling out. And as far as a Reece James owner, put Giroud up top, man. I love that. I hope Chelsea gets Barca. It will be lit. Oh, Chelsea could have your revenge for from 2009 after that game, man. Yeah, I saw the potential. I saw the potential teams that Barcelona could play. I don't think we're gonna make it out the first knockout rounds, man. I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh man, am I keeping Salah as my captain? In a dilemma because he played 90 minutes in Champions League. Mane wasn't, and Firmino too. Probably the third one would be between Salah and Jota. Maybe Klopp will rest Salah versus. Yeah. Again, yeah, I think I just talked about that. That's why you didn't. That was 9 minutes ago. Yeah, I am worried about that, but I'm gonna roll the dice on this one. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'll tell you what. If I had Sadio Mane would for sure be my captain this week, and I wouldn't even hesitate. And he's still only at 9% selection. Sadio Mane, one of the best players in the world. But yeah, I am worried about that. Because of that fear, I may switch to Harry Kane. I still think Harry Kane is a great shout versus Crystal Palace, so I may do so. I may switch it just to be safe, but yeah, maybe I do that just to play it safe. My gambles have not been playing off this year. Who would you captain instead? Who would you captain instead if you didn't captain Mo Salah D production? Blues FPL, Ziyech and Dyer out for at least 2 weeks. Probably Havertz, Mount, or Pulisic start at right wing, in my opinion. I hope it's Pulisic. I know Pulisic had a little bit of an injury, a little bit of an injury this week, right? Midweek. If I was reading that right before the stream happened, I saw a tweet on that. I wasn't sure if it was true. Y'all could back me up or could fact check me on that one. But as far as flow of the game, I don't like Havertz out there. I don't like Mason Mount out there. They're better in the mid. And if Pulisic is healthy, man, I want Pulisic bad. Ricky Puig and Coman is like, oh, yeah. Ricky Puig comes in, more Barcelona rant. Ricky Puig comes in and balls out every single chance he's played in for Barcelona over the past year, last year included. And Coman comes in and goes, oh, he's just not strong enough or something like that. But then he has Pedri playing out on the wing. I like Pedri a lot, but Pedri ain't big either. That dude's Jack Skeleton, man. So he has work to do. So I don't know what the hate for Ricky Puig is. And every time he plays, whenever he comes into the game, this guy plays with so much heart and desire. I mean, I would love that as a coach. A guy that's consistently working his tail off. Come on. Ricky Puig, play, baby. Neymar's class really performed in UEFA and could have scored 4, but gave a pen to Mbappe. I love Neymar, man. I miss Neymar. Te Extraño. Did I say that right? Extraño. Yeah, Te Extraño. Yeah, man, I love Neymar. I know there's a little bit of talk saying Neymar wants to play with Messi next year. Where it's going to be, who knows? I kind of want to see, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I love Neymar. And I miss MSN. Kobe, check my team out. Yes, sir. Manchester United it is. Donatello's mini league in the description below. I think it's pen. Just let's see. I was gonna sing a song. What song should I sing while I'm looking for us? My goodies. Some Sierra's playing right now, man. Let's see. So this is your squad, right? Manchester United. Yes, sir. You got 0.8 in the bank. It's a lot of cash you can float around. So you got 2 cheap defenders with Sufal and Walker Peters, but I like both of their sides. John Stone coming away with a 0. John Stone coming over with a 0, even though Martinez didn't play. That hurts. That hurts, man. Let's see. Who's on your bench? Jack Grealish on your bench. Kyle Walker on your bench, so you can have Walker come in for. Obviously, you had Kyle Walker instead of probably Sufal or KWP. I like your team a lot, man. I like your team a lot. Sufal's dope. Walker Peters is a good option off the bench, or vice versa. Diogo Jota does worry me come in the future if he's going to be getting consistent playing time or not. I don't think that's a secret. A lot of people are worried about that. Abomatomically, Socrates, philosophies, and hypotheses. Let's see. Love KDB, love Bruno Fernandes. Ward Prowse, I think, is a good option. I'm still curious about him being on FPL, but his set pieces are so good, and with so many great players on their squad who are good at set pieces, He might just be somebody you leave in, man. He's been balling out this season. Harry Kane, dope. Shea Adams maybe would be... I'd probably prefer Bamford over Shea Adams now. That'd probably be my guess. But I think you have a great team. My first thought would be probably Shea Adams to Bamford, maybe Ward-Prowse or Jota, and then look at Shea Adams. But I do want to see more Shea Adams now that Danny Ings is healthy again. But yeah, that's what I think. Good squad, man. I like it. My camera. I hesitated way too long on that one. Neymar deserves Ballon d'Or. I think that goes to Lewandowski if they had it this season. Lewandowski for sure deserved it last year. Dude, I love Neymar, man. He's so freaking talented. So talented. Mason Mount could probably play as a right winger, and Kai takes Mount's camp spot. I think that should be the route, right? I don't like Kai Havertz out there. I don't like him out there. He's way better in the midfield. Who's the best replacement for Bruno? Bruno himself? I don't know if I'd get rid of Bruno. I don't know if I'd get rid of him. He's too good. But if you were looking to get rid of him, you have Mo Salah if you want to go more expensive, Sadio Mane if you want to go more expensive, KDB. If you want to go cheaper, you could go with Son. I think those are the 4 options. 1, 2, 3. The 4 options. If you're going to replace Bruno. But I don't know if I get rid of Bruno. Mr. Enigma, Don, if you could only watch one player at the peak for Barcelona play, who would you choose? You may choose Barca team to put them in. For example, you could put Maradona in the Barca 2011 team. If you could watch one player at their peak. One player at their peak to come play for Barca in any squad? Yeah, so that 2011 squad with Messi scoring like 100 goals, 90 goals in a calendar season, something like that. That'd probably be the team that I choose. If I had to pick one player in their prime, I'd probably say I'd want to see Thierry Henry in 2011. I know Thierry Henry did play for what year did he play for him though? I don't think it was 2011, right? Let me think something different. Maybe Zinedine? No, check that. I would have OG Ronaldo in their prime play for that 2011 side. OG Ronaldo, yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. Who at their absolute prime, who was one of the players I would fear the absolute most if I was the opposing squad? And in their prime, before he got hurt, OG Ronaldo would be like one of the top 2 or 3 guys I would fear to have ever played the game. That dude was fast, incredible shooting, incredible with the ball. He had a winger's capability on the ball, but as a striker, I pick OG Ronaldo in that 2011 side. Jota could start because Salah played 90 minutes of Champions League. I am worried about that. I do think that is a possibility. I don't know why I squeaked so much there. That voice change or that voice, I don't even know what you call that in the singer world, but I have Jessie J impressed, man. That woman could sing. Yeah, I think Jota could start this weekend. I think so. If it happens, no one would be surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Salah starts. If I had Mane, I would captain Mane. Thoughts on Inter not even in Europa League? That shocked me. They're not even in Europa? No way. I didn't see that. I was so busy yesterday at work. Are you for real? They're not in Europa for real? No. No way. What? That is shocking. I'm trying not to have so much dead air right now, but oh my gosh. That blows my mind. Wow. I thought they have a good squad. I don't know where I'm at now. Let's see. Oh, I'm way behind on comments. Let's catch up. Chelsea has the biggest chance of playing Porto in the final 16, so I'm hyped. That'd be a good match for Chelsea. That's ludicrous speed these real quick. I was making a team, but I'm 0.1 mil off. It's Martinez, goalkeeper, defenders, Diaz, Robertson, Chilwell, midfield, KDB, Salah, Grealish, Jota, forwards, Kane, Bamford, and DCL, Soufal, Martin, Davis, and Pavedo. Last 4 are on the bench. Yeah, so if I was trying to find the 0.1 mil, I mean, maybe Martinez. I know he has 2 double game weeks coming up, so maybe not. DS. Yeah, he's 5'6", right? There's no better option for City. Yeah, I like your squad. I don't know where I'll do. Maybe I would drop Soufal, because is Soufal 4'6"? If Soufal is 4'6", I might find another West Ham defender at 4'5". But that's tough. That's the worst feeling when you're doing a wild card is being point 0.1 off. But maybe I'd look at Martinez maybe on United without Bruno. Without Bruno, nothing clicks. Sadly, Ole is in trouble. I hear you. Bruno Fernandes has been saving Ole's job. A lot of United fans have been telling me for since he came in, right? I mean, let's look at last week. Last week, United were struggling to do anything, and then Bruno steps on the pitch, and suddenly they're good again. So Bruno is the most important player for Manchester United, and I don't even think it's close. I agree. I think without Bruno, I almost am caught up on comments. Sweet. I hear you. What do I think of my attack? Bamford, Ings, Wilson. I love that. You have three cheaper players, cheaper assets that all have been tearing it up this season. Wilson has 4 good fixtures, I think. 4 good fixtures in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I've actually heard some chatter about people captaining him this week. He's on penalties. He's a double game week coming up. You got Bamford, who is just, I think he's second in non-penalty expected goal involvement, balling out this season. He has so many good people creating around him. Jack Harrison, you have Rafinha. They create so many opportunities for Bamford. I love Bamford in there. And Danny Ings, we all know how good that dude is. Love that start. Love that front 3. Even without a heavy hitter, I love it. Start Susek or Ailing this week? I'd probably start Ailing. I'd start Ailing. If I had, I'd probably start Ailing. Brian Wilson for Adams. I like that. I like that move a lot. Yeah, Pedri. I love Pedri, man. I love Pedri. He's 17 years old. He's absolutely balling out this season. A lot of Barcelona fans, including myself, were not expecting him to be this good this fast. He still has a lot of improvement to do, Pedri, but I like him a lot, man. I really like the looks of Pedri. Let's see, where are we at now? How many points did I get last week? I got 68? 68, yeah. This is my squad from last week. Grealish didn't play. I had Martinez not playing. So I had Basuma coming off my bench. Lamptey got me a 1-piece. I think Lamptey has got me a combined 0 points over the last 3 weeks. Yeah, a combined 0 points over the last 3 weeks. Tarek Lamptey's got me, so that hurts. Ziyech got hurt, which obviously is never... I mean, as far as just... I never want a player to get hurt, period. And when he's in my squad, obviously it makes things more difficult. But yeah, I got 68 points last week. Hoping I get 70 this week. Knock on wood. Where we at? I captained Harry Kane, which paid off, I guess. D production works. Except Salah, I would pick Kane. But like I said, I'm in a huge dilemma. If you pick Kane, I guess I'll do it too. Should we make a pact? Should we make a pact to pick Harry Kane together? I like if again. I think Harry Kane is a great option this week. I don't know why he's not giving me more headaches for captaincy pick, but I just love Mo Salah against Fulham. Even though he got played in the Champions League, it does make me nervous though. It does make me nervous. I want to research this one more after I get off the stream. I want to see more of Crystal Palace's stats, defending wise, and how they do against similar squads. Once I get off air, I would do it right now, but it'd be a little bit of more boring of a stream watching me do some research. But Harry Kane is a great option. I don't think Kane and Salah will be too far off each other in points if they both start this week. Because if Kane scores, he's getting bonus. I guess same with Salah. Ings and Susek or Wilson and Jota? I'd go... Jeez. Oh, man. I'd probably go Ings and Susek just because I'm not entirely sure if Jota is going to be starting week in and week out and how much minutes he'll be getting. If Jota can get consistent minutes, I would say for sure Wilson and Jota, but I'm just unsure of his playing time here in the future. That's what makes me nervous. If you had enough bench depth, like if you had, I don't know, Ollie Watkins on your bench, something like that, and have Diogo Jota, and then you had to pick between those two going into the Christmas fixtures, I think, or the December fixtures, I think that would be a really good option, because if Jota doesn't play, then obviously Ollie Watkins come in, and I think there will be a good amount of rotation because Klopp has been talking so much about how they have a very little amount of time to rest, and so I think Jota does get a good amount of playing time here, especially now that Champions League is going into the round of 16s. So maybe Jota is a good pick later in the future. I'll have to think about that one. But yeah, that's what the safer move would be. Ings and Susek, but as far as players, I like Wilson and Jota more. In Manchester Derby, AWB will pocket Sterling again. That's going to be a good match. Raheem Sterling versus Wan-Bissaka. I really want my camera. I really want to see that. That would be sweet. I can't wait for that game. What time is that game? 9:30. I cannot wait for that match, man. All right. Maybe Lautaro will leave this winter. He might. I mean, I'm just happy that Barcelona almost paid 110 million for him for Lautaro Martinez. Now, I think he's a good player. I just don't know if he's worth 110 mil. I think that's what it was, 110 mil. I'm sure his price has dropped now. We are bankrupt pretty much, so maybe looking at Memphis Depay, but Barcelona are in a lot of trouble. All right, Sahil says Ziyech, James, Kane, Vardy out, Salah, KDB, Bamford, Wilson in. So Ziyech and James got to go for me. I like that move. I also like getting rid of Jamie Vardy. I still love Jamie Vardy. I think he's a good pick, but I think for that price or you could do more with money for that. Getting rid of Harry Kane is going to be the tough one because of how many good fixtures he has after that Liverpool match and how just consistent he's been. But the players are bringing in, I like a lot more than the players are leaving. So bringing in solid KDB, Bamford, and Wilson, I think those four are going to be staples in your team for quite some time. Like, I want to get rid of Salah or KDB or Bamford for a long time, barring injury. Callum Wilson, I would keep for at least four or five more game weeks. So I like that move a lot. Where we at? Vardy out for Ings. Now or next week. Let me just double check, see who they're playing. I would get rid of it now. I know that where's my boy? Yeah, Leicester versus Brighton. Brighton aren't the best. They concede a lot of the shots they're giving up. They don't give up them. If I'm not mistaken, their XG against is pretty good, but their save percentage is not. So Jamie Vardy, if he gets one shot, he might get 2 goals, kind of a thing. But Danny Ings is playing a Sheffield United squad who are not good this season. They're struggling big time, and I would put money on Danny Ings returning in that match. So I like that move this week. I mean, I would have to see the rest of your squad to really to say if I would make other moves first, but I like that move a lot, and it would save you a good amount of cash, man. And I think Ings is only like 5-6% selection right now, so good differential. My team for this week is Martinez, Chilwell, Reece James, KWP, Grealish, Salah, Cap, Bruno, Jota, Kane, DCL, Wilson, bench, John Stone, Target, Sufal, Ward-Prowse. Such a solid squad, Kobe. You might be seeing your 5th 70-point plus performance in the last 6 game weeks this week. That is a solid squad. Ronaldinho in his prime at Barcelona. Oh, love Dino, man. Unbelievable. The game at Madrid when the home fans were standing up to cheer him was amazing. Shame you love the party game and the girls more than the football. I could count on my hands how many. I don't even know if I'd say there are other people. There are some people who play sports who just look so good when they play that I can't even describe it, right? So like I can't even say anything better. Dino was just the best. When you go watch his highlights, some of the stuff he does just makes me sick. The how effortless the things that he does, how beautiful he is when he dribbles the ball. Oh, I love him so much. That's my best friend's favorite player of all time is Ronaldinho. I love Dino, man. Love Dino. I caught him. Yeah. I wish. Yeah, I agree. I love Ronaldinho so much, man. So much. Maybe I'll have him back in the 20 or in actually, you know what? Maybe Ronaldinho in his prime is somebody that I would want in any squad all time, just because he's so fun to watch. Man, he's fun to watch. I think in America too, we have a thing called our top 10 plays of the day. It's like I don't know if you guys have ESPN in other countries, but ESPN's like the biggest sports network here in America, and they don't spend any time on soccer ever. They pretty much, until like more recently, but even then it's not much. It's either basketball or football or even baseball, mostly those sports, right? And so soccer gets the smallest amount of time. And I remember when I was like 14 years old, because you could see, what's that goal that Argentina, that chest volley they scored in like the 02 World Cup, 06 World Cup, something like that. The volley Argentina had that was one of the best goals I've ever seen. I don't even think that made top 10 plays because nobody cared about soccer, right? Or that's what they thought. Anyway, long story short, I was watching SportsCenter, and the number 2 play of the week was Ronaldinho when he took on their whole squad and hit crossbar. I don't remember the exact game, but if you know what I'm talking about, it was one of the most disgusting plays I've ever seen in my life. And I remember at that time thinking, America must care about soccer, because if they're putting this as this guy didn't even score the goal, right? Because that's what ESPN loves to do. They love to have, like, if you're gonna cross somebody over and make them drop, you got to finish the play. If you don't finish the play, they drop you in their top plays. And this dude got number 2, so I think that's when I started seeing America really love the game. But yeah, that was crazy to me. Also, welcome Moldy. Any transfer? That's for Moldy. Sahil says, or I could keep Kane and bring Jota in instead of Salah keeping KDB. I'd probably do it the other way. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a judgment call, and I hate to say that. Whenever I see somebody come up with a plan that I like both of them, I kind of just say it's a judgment and let you decide on it, because at the end of the day, it's your squad. You got to do what you feel is best for your team. But I really liked what you had bringing him in. I know dropping Kane is rough though. Yeah. Jota does worry me, but I really love those 4 you're bringing in. No, I think I should stick with my team, wait and see how we go with it. Holding a transfer, I like it. Let's see. Yep, cool. Back and forth. How do I think Grealish should perform against Wolverhampton? Question for a Wolverhampton fan there, especially, let's see. I'm sure he answers that later. Oh, there he goes. Grealish doesn't worry me too much. Barkley isn't playing, and he takes players away from Grealish to have more space. Wolves aren't looking too good, but this could be our game. Yeah, I think if any team is gonna handle Jack Grealish, I think Wolverhampton could be that squad. I think with Semedo out there, they'd probably even pinch another, maybe like Den Donker out there to kind of like double shadow him a little bit, and not let him get anywhere he really wants to, not get in the positions he's accustomed to getting into. But this could be a tough game for Jack Grealish. But you never know. That dude is a baller. Back and forth. Thoughts on Pogba situation, and would you take him at Barcelona? I'm not entirely sure what's happening with Pogba. I've been trying to stay off Twitter so my my FPL doesn't get too influenced by the FPL Twitter community. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I want to see what it's like if I do it without that influence. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening with Pogba, because American media doesn't necessarily cover it. If I'm not on Twitter myself, I'm not going to see it on TV or hear it on the radio, nothing. So I don't know exactly what's happening. I heard maybe it was like his agent saying he's never going to play at United again. Is it something like that? But then he went on and scored for United in the Champions League, so I don't know what's happening. As far as would I take him at Barcelona, yeah. Paul Pogba at his best he's got to be a top 3, top 4 easy midfielder in the world when he's at his best, when he's at his Juve best. Of course, the question is, are we going to get the Pogba that we've seen at United for the last few years, where there's a bunch of turmoil? But is that more media saying there's more turmoil than actually is? I don't know what's happening with the Pogba situation, but I think he is a baller, man. I love Paul Pogba, and I wish the best for him. I want to see him really get back to his Juve self. Jerry Bowen will haul for West Ham this week. I like Bowen a lot. I really rate him as a player. Magnus Carlsen has him on his FPL squad, so you know he's good. Now, I really like him as a player. Ever since he came into West Ham's side, I've been impressed with him, and I could see that happening. I think we have more players. Multi says, I think we have more players NATO Traore, Podence for them to worry about, then they have to hurt us. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. Villa versus Wolverhampton is going to be a good game, man. There are going to be a lot of good games this week. I was looking at the schedule. I really like the Leeds-West Ham game. Obviously, is going to be a cool one, especially as a Pamford owner. Hopefully, knock on wood. I like that Wolverhampton, Aston Villa. I want to see if Wolverhampton how they respond to that 4-0 defeat, because I think they have a heart of a champion, and I can see them rebounding and having a really good game. But Villa have been playing well. And then obviously that Manchester derby is going to be dope. I want to see about the Everton-Chelsea match. I want to see if Everton are. The team that we thought that they were at the first 4 or 5 game weeks. My camera. I want to see if they're. The top 4 contending squad that we've seen, and this could be a good statement game for them against Chelsea. But I also want to see what Chelsea have to say about that. I like that game. I really like the Arsenal-Burnley game. I want to see if this is Arsenal's chance to really come back and start getting in the swing of things and see if Aubameyang can score. A lot of good games this weekend. Podence, Susek, or Trezeguet. I'd probably say Podence. I like him a lot. My biggest worry with Podence is, 1, being subbed out at the 60th, 70th minute, and 2, Wolverhampton's lack of creativity moving forward. And I guess their fixtures still aren't that good yet. But I still like Podence as a player. I still like him. If someone's gonna score for Wolverhampton at this moment, I gotta feel like Podence and Nato are gonna be the 2 that are most likely involved. In my opinion, Moldy can fact check me on that one. James says, got Kelleher in last week as my backup keeper, and he really paid off. Highest scoring keeper last week? Not bad for a backup keeper you brought in, man. Big. Oh, that's dope. Well done. Will, welcome. Yeah, he says Brody was good. Life's good out here, man. I think today's Thursday. Today is Thursday. I never know with all these quarantine things. But life is good, man. How are you? Will? Good to have you back. My midfield is now, his midfield is now Salah, KDB, Bruno, Son, and Grealish. Oh my gosh. That is a stacked midfield. I am very jealous. Very jealous. I was thinking about doing that myself. It would take too much of a hit. I'd have to destroy a lot of players in my squad to get that in. But if I was on a wild card, that would for sure be my midfield. I am incredibly jealous. That is so sick. I agree. Ronaldinho dribbling with the ball, gliding past players is beautiful to see. Literally poetry on motion. I mean, you could put that in the mausoleum, man, how Ronaldinho dribbles. I mean, there are things that some people do so beautifully. I mean, Whitney Houston singing, Leo DiCaprio's acting, Ronaldinho dribbling, I was trying to think of something else. Mike Tyson's punch. Some of the most beautiful and crazy things I've seen from athletes. Ronaldinho dribbling the ball is unreal, man. Even like you see him warming up, like you see the clips of him warming up where he kicks the ball like 80 feet in the air and just walks like nothing's happening, and he looks up last minute and just has like the perfect touch. Oh, I love Ronaldinho. I'm watching my highlights after this. Josh says McCarthy, Reece James, Diaz, Reguilon, KDB, Fernandez, Jota, Grealish, DCL, Vardy, and Wilson. I need a captain, and I need funds for Vardy to Ings. I need funds. So you're going Vardy to Ings. Okay, I like that a lot. You need a captain. I agree with Salah being your captain. I don't think you pick KDB or Bruno this week, but I like Salah being your captain. That's a good squad, Josh. Dang. I love how balanced it is. I think your defense is stacked. I like every single player that you have on defense. I like all your midfield. Maybe Jota's the only one that worries me, but I like frontline. I think you have a solid squad. Josh, phenomenal. Don, what do you think of the double game weeks? I haven't heard anything other than the West Ham and the was it West Ham and West Brom, the only ones that have been confirmed at this moment. I haven't heard anything other than those two. If you have other than that double game weeks, please let me know. I heard they're at game week 19, if I'm not mistaken. I think West Ham have two really good run of fixtures. Let me check. Can I check from this? Will it show already? I think it's game week 19, right? It would not be that. Is it 18? I don't even know if it's been updated yet. I don't think it's been updated. But West Ham, if I'm not mistaken, they have West Brom and Newcastle. If Antonio is healthy, put him in my squad, man. If Antonio is healthy, what a good double game week for him. But yeah, that's what I think of for the double game weeks. West Ham, even if you have like Sioux Fall to target some of those players, come that. But I think there are still more double game weeks to be announced, so I'm not gonna start planning anything just yet. Best defender to get a clean sheet this week. I'd probably say someone from Southampton. I think either someone from Southampton or someone from Arsenal. I think because Arsenal play Burnley. Burnley are really struggling to score. They have Chris Wood up top, who's a big target, but Arsenal have some big defenders to really combat that. So I think Arsenal have a really good chance. If you're going cheap, I'd probably say go for a Southampton defender because Sheffield. I don't even know how many goals have Sheffield scored this season. It wouldn't be that much. Let me see. Goals for, yeah, Sheffield and Burnley have 5 goals combined. Have 5 goals each all season. 5 goals each through 10 game weeks. So they're averaging 0.5 per game. If I had to put money on it, it'd be one of those two players. I think Arsenal will have a better defense. Yeah, I would say those two. Do I think Jota will start against Fulham? That's a tough one. If I had to put money on it, I would say no. I still think Mo Salah starts, but I would not be surprised in the slightest to see him start. Now, are they going to go back to that 4-2-3-1 and have Jota start like that? I also don't see that happening, but I could be wrong. You never know. If I had to put money on it, I would probably say Jota doesn't start, but at this point, it's anyone's guess as good as anyone else's. I think Klopp is going to keep that one very close. Good evening to you, too. Good evening to you, too, Andrea. Hopefully you've had a good week. And hopefully you have a good weekend, too, with these green arrows coming your way. Welcome to the chat. Moldy says, Pogba needs a Conte to do his dirty work like in that national team. He needs to be arriving late in the box, picking up rebounds and scoring goals. Since Bruno arrived, he isn't the top dog. I don't think he respects Ole, so it must be difficult for him to play for him. Yeah, I mean, Pogba for France is unreal. Pogba for Juve was so good. That'd be I kind of like that theory because I think for the longest time last season at United, Pogba was playing so deep and he wasn't allowed to really get forward as much as I would like him to. Correct me, United fans, if I'm wrong. But I think that's what Pogba was doing for the past 2 years at United, and I don't like that. That's not his game, in my opinion. I mean, we saw to your point, exactly what we saw last week with him coming in late for that Bruno pass where he kind of tucked that away inside netting. Disgusting goal, by the way. And I just love Pogba. If he came to Barcelona, maybe De Jong could be that guy to create for him. But I actually hear De Jong might be on his way out to Bayern too. That may be a possibility, which would just break my heart. I love Pogba. I think that might be the thing. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but something. It seems like there's something big happening behind the scenes that nobody knows about, and maybe it's just his lack of respect for Ole. Could be. If that, yeah. Moldy says NATO or Paytons are going to be the ones to score our goals, or maybe Dendonker the odd one. Yeah, I think so too. I think because if I'm not mistaken, NATO's on penalties too, right? Podence is good. I like both those players. I think NATO was playing as I didn't get to watch the game last week, but I heard he was playing as a striker. Or at least that's what he started as. If I had to pick somebody on that Wolverhampton attack, it'd be one of those two, especially because they're only like 5.6, whatever they may be. We were playing a drinking game watching your stream. Sweet. I kind of want to join in on this drinking game. Should I get my own? Sharduel, one shot for a song reference, one shot for any American reference, and 3 shots for camera off. Well, for camera off, you're gonna get quite drunk. Hopefully you're drinking something like Malibu, so you're not getting. Actually, no, I don't want you. Nah, have fun, man. Enjoy life. If that's the case, what song reference should I throw out right now? All the girls standing in a line for the bathroom. That's old school Pharrell right there. NERD. I want to get in on this drinking game. If I did that, if I got in on a drinking game for a stream, one, I don't think it would be a long stream, but two, I don't want you guys to tell me what the cue is to drink. Just anytime I do something that involves that, just put like a 1 and I'll have to take a shot. That'd be fun, man. Off camera, of course. That's hilarious. Alex, what's up, Alex? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Man, we have a lot of returning people. I love it. Let's see. Will says, I took a few hits, but honestly, I think we're in for hauls for premiums this week. I think so too. I know Bruno and KDB are playing each other, and that's a tough fixture for both of them. But surely one of them comes away with an attacking return, which would most likely lead to bonus points. So somebody's got a haul, right? There's always somebody that gets three. Somebody's got to get 3 points. What's up, Bandit? The Bandit has entered the chat. Love it. Love it. What's up? How's your week been, man? Let's see. Andrea says, who would I captain from Son, KDB, Bruno, and Vardy? I would captain Son. I captain Son versus Crystal Palace. My camera. Mi cabrera. I'd probably captain Son. My vice captain, I don't know if I'd captain Vardy. That might be too much of a punt for me. But I'd captain Son. I think he has a highest opportunity to come away with a haul. The crazy thing about Son too is if you look at his season, he either gets 2 or 3 points or he gets double digit. He's never scored or gotten an assist and not come away with double digit haul. And so if he gets involved in the attack, he's most likely coming away with 10 plus. Let's see. Ings is my sole striker and he plays Sheffield next. Are you playing a 4-5-1? Ooh, interesting. Danny Ings is so good, man. Danny Ings is so good. Yeah, I expect a big game from Danny Ings. I think he could be a bit of a captaincy shout this week. I don't know if I have enough guts, but could be. Chess none. Ings or Wilson for DCL. What's up, Chess? Ings or Wilson for DCL. I would go with Ings, Danny Ings. It all depends on what you would do with the extra $2 million that you could get, or extra 1.7 that you would get for Wilson. Like if you could put that 1.7 in for like a Son in the midfield or maybe like Bruno Fernandes, I would go with Wilson. But one player alone, I like Danny Ings. But Wilson, the next 4 matches does look good. The big thing for me for Danny Ings is that Wilson would only be like for the next 4 or 5 game weeks, and then I would get rid of him. But Danny Ings would be somebody I'd probably keep on until either the end of the season or if he gets hurt again. And I hope he doesn't get hurt again. Now to go with Wilson, save you money. You can put in your defense or mid. That's a good shout. Ings is my guy, but he's my only striker. Let's see. As a differential, how about Jota out for NATO? I wouldn't force a differential unless I was really convinced that NATO would outscore Jota. I still think I hold on to Jota for at least 1 more week and see what happens. I mean, because if he starts this week for Salah, which all accounts say that he just might, I don't know if I turn down my screen a little bit. It's too bright. I'd probably I'd stick with Jota for at least 1 more week. Best 5.4 midi. Let me check. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know the exact price of midfielders. I know midfielders are around that price, but let's see. Let's go 5.8 and we'll decide. Because NATO's too expensive. I like Potence. I think Potence is a good player. And again, if Wolverhampton are going to score, it's going to be Potence or NATO or Potence, yeah. Gross. Oh, he's 5.8. He's on penalties now though. I like Jack Harrison a lot as a player. As far as FPL wise, I don't necessarily know, but is that my? One sec. I think my laptop may be out of. Yep. Am I even on the right Wi-Fi? I didn't even check that. Sweet. All right, I gotta plug in and wait. Sorry for the dead air. Ugh. And I'm back. Yeah, I like Jack Harrison as a player, but I don't know about FPL wise. Costa's a good player. Let me just go to price. Why am I at total points? Let's see, 5.4 or less. 5.4 or less, right? Yeah. I like Harrison as a player a lot. I just don't know about FPL. Potence would be my number 1 pick right now. You can even go Henderson. I think Henderson's coming away with some good attacking returns lately now that he's healthy again. He got 2 assists last week. I know he's not necessarily the player I'd want for Liverpool, but let me look at their fixtures coming up. I haven't even looked at that in a while. Tough run of fixtures, 19 to 24, according to FDR. Let's see. Yeah, for me it would be Potence. Potence would be the one. You're the one that I love. That'd be the one I would say. I like Saka a lot as a player, but not FPO wise. Hopefully that helps. Hello, man. What's up, George? You deserve more attention and more subscribers. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah, I honestly appreciate that a lot, man. That means a lot. At the end of the day, I just try to make the best content for everybody. Which is actually funny because I was actually thinking about, well, I don't know if this is a good segue or not, but I was thinking about making I wasn't thinking about it. I was actually debating making a separate YouTube channel, and it was so I could, but it's so impossible because I don't necessarily, cause due to COVID, I don't have anyone I could play soccer with or necessarily another camera person. But I really one day would like to start another football channel to where I get to play football. I get to, I don't know, like open reveals. I get to talk about football. And I said play football, like crossbar challenge, stuff like that. Where I could actually do more with the footballing world. And it would allow me to be more creative. Creative? I don't know why I said it like that. But it allowed me to be more creative in the footballing world instead of just strictly FPL. Of course, I'll still have the FPL want to do everything with FPL as well. But the other one would just allow me to be creative and allow me to actually play. I don't know. I was thinking about that. Too much talking. But anyway, I appreciate that, George. It means a lot. Never been so gassed to see Big D coming at me live and direct. Mr. Tripwire YT 400. Welcome, man. Another, once again, Call of Duty YouTuber. If you want to check him out, Call of Duty Mobile, check him out. Also, I've been playing, I downloaded Call of Duty again for us to play Battle Royale. And in the second game I played, I got a nuke. I was quite pumped, man. That being said, I'm not very good. I was just playing a bunch of not very good people. Everybody knows. Yeah, what a song, man. Bro, you know every reference in the scene. I try, yeah. I listen to a lot of music. That's what I'll say. I listen to a lot of music. Everybody knows. That was one of my favorite songs back in high school. Just dropped Ali a message. Watch him come rushing through, yeah. Is he here yet? No, he's not. You better be here. We got to get our Battle Royale squad going. All right, what's up? Adam FPL, another FPL content creator, Adam FPL right there. Please check him out. We got to support our, he's a newer, if I'm not mistaken, a newer FPL content creator. It is, for those who are just starting making content creators, yeah, 52 subscribers. He just, he dropped a video 5 hours ago. When you're just starting a YouTube channel, it is so hard, especially in FPL, it's so hard to even get noticed because there are hundreds of FPL content creators. Please check out Adam FPL if you enjoy him. Subscribe and like his videos. If not, you'll never know. But it is very tough to get subscribers. Please check him out. Let's see. Where are we at? What's up? Yeah, so Adam FPL. Also, I'm trying to get him on here to on my live streams. That's another thing I'm trying to do with these live streams. My teammate fully showing. Scroll over like that. Another thing I'm trying to do with these streams, I talked about it last time, is have other content creators come onto the live stream for like 10 to 15 minutes so you guys can get a better look on them. That's what I want to do in the future. James Brown. Ow! Do I take a -4? Timo, Ziyech out, and Bamford and Bruno? Or should I wait because Chelsea has Everton and Man United and make the transfers next week? Who do you have playing for Ziyech this week would be my first question. Because if you have someone like Basuma, like I would, coming off the bench, I would say the -4 would be worth it long run. As far as... I was actually... Timo Werner has so many good looks on goal this season. He's just not putting them away. And it's only a matter of time before he starts converting his chances. And they really start taking over. He becomes a great FPL asset. But for now, it is tough. Let me see their next. Everton away. Everton do not have a good defense at all, in my opinion. Especially with Deeney out. Even before then, Pickford's not the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. But, yeah, that one would be hard. It would be hard for me to get rid of Timo, especially for this week, considering Bruno plays United this week. So I don't know if I would do that necessarily this week. I might just get rid of Timo for... Oh, no, check that. Yeah, it would be tough for me to get rid of Timo this week against an Everton side, but especially because Bruno plays City. But Ziyech out with being hurt. As far as for the future, like come next week, I really, really like that move a lot. For the long term, I like that move a lot. But again, this week's gonna be tough, or this week would be tough for me to do that. I know it kind of sounds like a cop out answer, but for me, I'd probably say wait till next week if I had someone on the bench who could cover Ziyech for me. If not, then I would just do it. Let's see. I gotta run. Thank you so much for showing up, Moldy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it big time. Watch the rest when I come back later. I'll try to mention you a couple times just to keep it engaging for you as the clock ticks on these videos. Appreciate it, man. Kobe says, it's all an essential long term. I don't like the term essential in FPL strictly because, like, if we look at last week, KDB scored like 14 points in his match, and everyone was saying he was essential. And then I think my camera just ticked. Or is it about to tick? Come on, camera. What you about to do? What you gonna do? I don't know if it actually went off or not. I'll have to wait. If you're talking right now and there's a black screen, then I definitely missed it. Yep, I missed it. My camera went off. It's gonna be a long black screen. Anyway, the term essential for me is tough because KDB dropped 14 and people are saying this is why you have to have him in your squad. But then Salah dropped like 14. And then Bruno dropped 6 off the bench. And then Harry Kane and Human Son both dropped double digits. So it's hard for me to say anyone is essential. For me, it's all about the balance of your squad, right? So if you have Mo Salah and, I don't know, it's a cheap striker who's not playing. Let's say Tammy Abraham just because he's not playing. It's all about balancing your squad. You could, like, if you... I'm explaining this horribly. Yeah, if you have Mo Salah who gets you 14 points and another striker who gets you 2, or if you have two balanced midfielder and forward who gets you both combined 8 points each, you get the same amount of points. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to say essential for anybody, but Mo Salah is somebody that I would say highly suggest to have in your squad. Rafinha at Leeds is a good shout at 5'4". Is he at 5'4"? If he was at 5'4", then I would for sure claim. I didn't see him there. I don't know how much he is. I like Rafinha a lot. I think he's on the top of my watch list. He is at 5'4". I take it back. Rafinha is another good shout. Rafinha is balling out, man. He has a good... I think he had... I was checking him out right before the stream start. I wish I would have remembered. Because I think he has... Let's see. He's averaging 0.47 non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90, which is incredible. He's getting off 3.5 shots per game, so he passes the eye test and he passes the stats test for me. So he actually should have more goals than he's getting. He's underperforming his expected goals, which hopefully changes soon. But yeah, Rafinha is a baller. 5.4. That's a good shout, Chess. If you're still here, I thought he was 6 million personally, so that's my bad. But yeah, he's a baller. Bro, don't pretend you're after another channel to showcase your skills. You just want an excuse to show off them short shorts. Hey man, did you see me juggling that pine cone last week? It wouldn't be strictly skills. It would be like, because I would be able to do like free kicks, crossbar challenge. I'd be able to do challenges with some homies. I'd be able to do like post game reviews. I'd be able to talk about like USA Soccer after a game, or even announcing their lineup going into the World Cup, stuff like that. I'd be able to do like unboxing stuff. It would just create so much more that I could do creatively. Man, why can't I speak right now? It would allow me to do so much more creatively than strictly doing team selection, transfer targets, best captain, stuff like that. That's kind of why I want to do that. And it would just be fun, man. That's why I want to do it. I was actually thinking about, me and my buddy were talking about it last night, if I was going to start. I was looking up some like random world records that I might be able to break. It'd be unofficial, but let's see. Thoughts on Neo when the Don was back in 2010. So Neo was dropping bangers back in high school. Great memories with my ex to some Neo. Neo was dope, man. Neo was everything. He was everywhere being played. Even like that was one of the. Is it still one of the biggest breakup songs of all time? So sick. Do 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 do. Yeah, my homie's birthday is on July 15th too, so I never forget it. Because I gotta change that calendar I have. It's not July 15th. Because since there's no more you, there's no more anniversary. So I never forget his birthday, which is a good thing. But yeah, dude, Neo was dope, man. Because yeah, let me check out why am I forgetting more of his songs? Yeah, he had So Sick. Miss Independent was dope. When You're Mad was also When You're Mad was goes hard. Because of You was sick. He also has some good dance moves too, because he's on a dance show now. Yeah, Neo goes hard, man. Oh, Make Me Better. That's the one I was thinking of. Fabulous feature Neo. Baby girl, you make me better. Yeah, Neo was dope, man. I was a big fan of Neo. Big fan of Neo. Thoughts on Jadakiss? Sounds the exact same as Styles P. Anyone claiming they don't is lying to themselves. Yeah, Jadakiss is dope, man. Jadakiss is dope. He still comes around from time to time and jumps on some DJ Khaled albums. Yeah, Jadakiss is nice, man. That is hilarious, though. Now I'm going to have to go and after the stream and really listen to him and see if I can decipher between them. Do the blindfold challenge. If I have and pick some of their deep stuff too, not like obviously the ones everyone recognizes. I have Rafinha on the bench. I like that a lot. Rafinha is a good player to have on your bench. What is my team value? Mine is 98.9 million. Oof. Every time I see James Brown, I'm thinking of that Eddie Murphy skit on SNL. I'm in the hot tub. Hi. Let's see. My squad value is 100.9. I got 2.1 in the bank. So overall, it's 103. Something like that. But as I learned last season with my squad, I had my squad value was incredible last season, and my team overall rank was horrible. So it ain't all about team value. KDB and Bamford or Zaha and Grealish? KDB and Bamford. Ryan, I think for me, I would go KDB and Bamford over those. I think Zaha is a good player, and he's been balling out this season more so than he has in the past. I think he's really trying to showcase, because I think we're going into last season, people were talking about Zaha making a big move, and he didn't. And then he kind of had a rougher season. Not a rougher season, he's still good, but he didn't ball out the way that we thought he was. And this season, it's like, oh, y'all remember me now? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Zah. Ha. Terrible Jay-Z reference there. Yeah, so I think Zaha's good, but his run of fixtures are tough. I like Jack Grealish a lot, but as far as the balance there, I like KDB and Bamford more. James Brown, you're either too patient and held deadwood or too impatient and been jumping around. I'm on 103, but for real, team value is overrated. Team value is great when you're trying to get big names, but yeah, I'm trying so hard right now to not worry about team value. That's my goal for the next little while. Because I think if I was to make like, let's look. I mean, even if we look at the highest scoring players this season, 5.7, 6.2, 5.3, 4.8 Vestergaard. Son is 9.6. Zaha is outscoring KDB. Grealish, Ward-Prowse outscoring Mane. Bowen outscoring KDB. Let's see. Bamford is only 4 points behind Jamie Vardy. Wilson's right there. Both outscoring Timo Werner. So there, it's just all about what you do with your funds, baby. Ooh, Dan, baby. Dan with the man with the plan. All right. KDB and Bamford at 100,000%. Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, check out those fixtures. Leeds are going to be the flavor of the month real soon. Yeah. I'll show you right now. Check out these fixtures real quick. West Ham, Newcastle. United's obviously tough, but then Burnley, West Brom, Tottenham, Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle. That is a nice run of fixtures till game week 21. Really nice. And even then, they were balling out when they were playing tough squads. So Leeds ain't scared of nobody. They just work hard. I love it. I love Leeds. DCL out for Bamford. It's hard for me to get rid of DCL right now. I know it was my plan for a long time, but I don't know if I'd necessarily get rid of him. But I like Bamford more over the next 8 game weeks more than I like DCL. So I think it's a good shout, and it saves you a good amount of cash. So I don't think it's the worst route, but it would be hard for me to get rid of DCL. Ali says, "Hi Don, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Thinking to sell Sterling for Mane and captain him. What do you think? No Salah, by the way. Ooh, risque for sure. Mane for me is who I picked as my captain out of any play. If I could captain any player in FPL this week, Mane would be my number one pick. if Sterling looked really good this last weekend, and they have a great run of fixtures, so it'd be hard for me to get rid of him. But I would rather have KDB or Mane over Sterling. Now Sterling could continue to ball out, but again, in my opinion, I think I like that move a lot. I like that move. Who do I take in this week? JWP or Adams, or any other suggestions? My team is Lads on Toure. Let's check it out. Check it out. Shout out Beastie Boys one time. I ain't never mentioned Beastie Boys on this before. Welcome Andrea to the league again. League code in the description below. What was your name again? It was Lads on Toure. Swoop. Man, we got a lot of people in this right now. All right, 85 points last week. Oh my gosh, incredible week last week. First off, all right, so you have only 0.3 cash to spend. You have let me see. I just got a tweet. Let me see. So looking at your squad, I think it's dope, man. I mean, obviously, for me, Bowen might. Oh, my camera about to go off. Y'all ready for this? Ready for your 3 shots? See if I can time it perfectly. Ooh, my camera went off, baby. Yeah. Looking at your squad, I like Soufal. I think he's a good shout, especially with the fixtures he has and the double game week announced. Chilwell and James. Obviously, I have those two. I love them. KDB, dope. Son, dope. Solid, dope. DCL, Bamford. Wilson on the bench. So you have Wilson come in for Bowen if you don't like the fixtures, or if Mahrez doesn't start. I know it sounds lame, but I would roll a transfer. I'd roll a transfer with this squad. I don't necessarily know if I would force anybody out. I mean, Mahrez looked so good last week that even though he didn't score or get an assist, he still found a way to come away with the bonus point, which is outrageous. What do you think about it? I've never seen that before in my short 2-year span of playing FPL. I don't know. Maybe if I was being picky, I would go Bowen to Rafinha just to save some cash. Or I think the squad is dope. I got no problems with it. Anybody else? What does anybody else think on this? What moves would you make? I would just keep this. I would roll a transfer and see what happens next week. I like it a lot. Lads on Toure, you got a solid squad going into this game week. Let's see. So Sick was a vibe. It was a vibe, man. So Sick was nice. I need to make quick transfers. That's what my team values keep going down because I leave it for the last day. That's a tough one. If you make early transfers, it does help your team value out because you could obviously miss like 0.1, 0.2 to your squad. But at the same time, as we saw last week with Newcastle being announced last minute, or the Newcastle game being postponed last minute, it's tough. It's tough. Because part of me says wait till last day because it's smarter and you don't have to waste a -4. But part of me just says get that cash, baby. If I had 0.2 more in cash, I would have KDB and Ings instead of Jota and Kane. If I had 0.2 more. So it's tough. I hear you. Mr. Tripwire says he wrote so many tracks, right? He was popping way before he started the tracks. I remember his diss to Chris Brown over the Millie beat. I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that? All right, I'm going to save that video for after this. Let me see. Did he really do that? Were they having like a dance beef? Also, that Amelie song was disgusting. One of the greatest. Amelie remix right there. Neo and Chris Brown. Wasn't Neo in... No, Chris Brown was in Stomp the Yard, but Neo was in a dance movie, right? If I'm not mistaken. Neo, Amelie freestyle, to whom it may concern. Diss. That's hilarious. I do not remember that. I have it saved for after this though. Anyway, that's hilarious. Yeah, but at least you caught your guaranteed fit players, bro. And don't waste transfers. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Kobe's squad value was 104.1. Whoo, hot sizzle, baby. Yeah, that is incredible. James says, which 3 defenders would you play this week from Chilwell, Dyer, Walker Peters, Jamal Lewis, and Charlie Taylor? Chilwell, first off, I would play, even though he's playing Everton. Catch ya. Let me see. Let me just fact check who they're playing. I think Dyer is a good shout. Against Crystal Palace. Chilwell, you got Dyer, you got Walker Peters. I think Walker Peters probably. Jamal Lewis against West Brom. You have some tough run of fixtures. Charlie Taylor, Burnley playing Arsenal. Yeah, you have some good options. For me, I would probably say those first three. I would go Chilwell, Dyer, and Walker Peters. Now, Jamal Lewis would be my first sub out of that, playing against West Brom because they struggle to score. But Chilwell, for me, has an opportunity to come away with attacking returns, and Chelsea's defense is really good, even though they are playing Everton. Dyer, Tottenham have given up. Do they show the score on here? Yeah, Tottenham have given up one goal. One goal since Gameweek 7 against Brighton. They've given up one goal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And they played City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So they are a clean sheet machine. Mean machine. Shout out to Longest Yard. But yeah, for those are three I played. Chilwell, Dyer, and KWP. With with Lewis being my first sub. Salah, welcome Salah. Good to have you here. Do I take out DCL this week for -8 for Wilson, Adams, or Watkins? I want to upgrade Mahrez to KDB next week, so I will wait till next week to make a -4 transfer at DCL out. For me personally, I'm not getting rid of DCL just yet. I want to see how he performs. He's already performed against the biggest squads there are this season, so I'm not necessarily worried about that. But to go to your plan, because again, it's your squad, you got to do what's best you feel for your squad. I would probably say I would take him out for Wilson. He has a really good run of fixtures, and he's on penalties, and he's got a double game week announced. So does Ollie Watkins too, for sure. But I'd probably go maybe Ollie Watkins instead. I'd still probably go Wilson over the next 4 or 5. Yeah, I'd probably go Wilson, but don't get it twisted. Ollie Watkins is for sure on that list. KWP, De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes. As you can see with my, it doesn't necessarily mean. I would go with, if I had the funds, I would go with De Bruyne. I would go with KDB. I think Bruno will be right there as far as how much he scores. I don't think he'll be outscored too much from KDB. And I am worried about rotation risks with City going into this end of December list. Run of fixtures. A little bit. Only a little bit. And Bruno is for sure nailed on, for sure. I know he did not start last week, but that was mostly so he could play well in the Champions League, in my opinion. But if I had to, I'm a big De Bruyne fan, so I'd pick KDB all day. He's my second favorite player in the world. Probably my second favorite player in the world. I'm thinking of bringing Aguero against West Brom next week, so can't have Sterling. Triple City, KDB, Diaz, Aguero. Woof. I love the Aguero shout. I heard he just got cleared today. Now, he won't be playing this week in Aguero, if I'm not mistaken. I think Pep said it's already been ruled out. But that Aguero versus West Brom could be a nice run for him, man. Check out my team, please. Absolutely. What's your team name, Sana? I think. Ooh, Coleman back on top of the Donatello's mini league. Look how good this guy is, man. Coleman is balling out. Overall ranking of 8.6K. Unbelievable. Yeah, what's your squad name? I forgot what it was. Is it under Sana? I'll have to know your squad name real quick before I check. So I can bring in KDB. Also, which 3 defenders would I play? Okay, I'll check that when I see your squad name. KDB Fernandes. I would go with KDB. Back up on top, Coleman. Yeah, Gary Hendricks, dude. Look at you. Gary Hendricks right here. Coleman, top of the mini league. I hope you don't mind me showing the squad to people. I probably should have asked before I went here, but it's too late now. Squad looking dope. I'm also surprised you have Doherty still in your squad. But I guess Aurier's hurt, so I don't know if I would worry about that now. Theater of Dreams, that's what it is. I dreamed a dream, and dreams get dreamed. Theater of Dreams. Page down. Page up. Next. Theater of Dreams. Am I spelling that right? I'm spelling it right. Dream to dream and dreams get dreamed. Is that from Les Miserables? All I know that from is Key and Peele. I would have gotten it with Sana. All right, so how much cash you got in the bank? You have zero point 0.7 in your... Oh, you have a nice overall value. 0.7 in the bank with your squad. All right, first sub in Greasa Mitchell. So you don't have the best depth, although you do have better call Tyrone on your bench, so I like him. Let's see. Ziyech got to go. Ziyech has to go. He's hurt. He's out for a few weeks. And even when he gets back, I think he gets kind of eased back into it. I like Vardy. Vardy wouldn't necessarily be my number one pick. I'd rather have Harry Kane than Jamie Vardy, but that's me. So you said you're trying to get KDB in for Mahrez. That's going to cost you about 3 mil. 3.3 mil? It'll cost you 3.3 mil. Yeah, 0.7. So you need 2.6 to find somewhere else. You could drop Ziyech down to it'd be a 5.6. You could drop Ziyech if you wanted to, like a Rafinha, and that would give you enough cash. Maybe you could drop Vardy down to like Ollie Watkins or Callum Wilson, and that would give you enough funds. Those would be the two that I would do. Ziyech for me has to go for sure. As far as the defenders that I would start, I mean, you could even bring in Jack Grealish for Ziyech. Still save you a bit of cash too, so you don't have to drop too far. But okay. I wish you guys could see how I react when my camera goes off, man. I'd be flinching to get there. Let's see. The defenders I would start this week would be. Why am I blanking on who he plays? Wolverhampton don't score many goals, but it's still Wolverhampton, so that does worry me a little bit. I would start Zuma and Chilwell. I mean, they've shown that they can both score at any given time. Zuma's a joint leading scorer for Chelsea right now. Sufal versus Leeds doesn't necessarily... I am scared about West Ham playing Leeds. Leeds could easily come away with a couple goals in that match. I'd probably start Mings over Sufal. I like Sufal a lot, though. Don't get it twisted. I think West Ham could still come away with a clean sheet versus Leeds, but Leeds create a ton of opportunities. So I'd probably say I would start Tyrone, Kurt Zuma, and Ben Chilwell. Plan was Ziyech to Ward-Prowse. That's a good move. Vardy to Kane and DCL to Watkins. I like that. I think that's a good shout. I think that's good. I think you have a really good game plan moving forward. Let's see. Yeah, Gary Coleman. I always say Gary Coleman. Every time I see Gary Hendricks in your name Coleman, I always see Gary Coleman. What you talking about, Willis? Shardul says you're killing us, man. So many shots that we're having the Swedish Classic snaps, and that's and now that it's over, we've moved to Fireball. Oh, Fireball! No, man, I'm jealous. I should join you guys in this. Wait, are you for real doing this right now? Oh, I'm jealous. If you're doing so, I don't know how you're typing so well. 'Cause I think my camera's gone off like 3 or 4 times. Oh man. Yeah, that's great. I gotta come up with some more songs. Oh, now speaking of coming up with more songs, you gotta take another shot. James says, "What are your thoughts on new metal bands like Limp Bizkit, Korn, and Linkin Park?" I'm not the biggest. See if I can get a song reference for you real quick. I'm not the biggest metal fan. That's not necessarily my alley. Although I do like a lot of different styles of music. Especially if whenever I'm hanging out with somebody else, I always let them have the aux so I can discover other musics, other band. So in the end, I'm just kind of fall in love with a bunch of types of music. So that's kind of what I do. You like that little reference I just dropped right there? Again, I'm not the biggest fan. But at the same time, Linkin Park and Blink-182, growing up in Southern California, you couldn't escape it. No matter where you went, it was everywhere. You almost became numb to how much you heard it. I did that again right there. That's two song references right there. But yeah, Linkin Park and Blink-182 were everywhere. I'm talking... I'm trying to reference how big it is. It's almost like Drake right now, to where I was at. Every soccer practice I went to, every store you go to, they were always playing. It would crawl everywhere. Yeah, so again, I'm not the biggest fan of that style of music, but they're a big part of my childhood growing up. Do I take out Kane next week? I don't think so. I think if you have it depends on who you're bringing in for him. If you're bringing in like De Bruyne, good move. If you have Son still, I think that's a perfectly fine move. But Kane has such a good run of fixtures coming forward. I don't know if I would necessarily drop him. He's just been balling out too much, man. 8 goals, 10 assists already. And after Liverpool, he still has a good run of fixtures. He scores consistently against Leicester. It'd be hard for me to drop Harry Kane unless you were to bring in like a De Bruyne or something like that. Yeah, what are your secrets, Gary? I want to know what your secrets are. What's your tactics to play in FPL? I'm still struggling. I don't like. I wonder how much. Yeah, I need to get better at FPL, man. Let's see. DSL for I like that move. Let's go like this real quick. Back to where we at? Why am I struggling? There he is. All right. Got Aguero with 1% selection rate. That's incredible. I got to take a quick punt. Funny thing is, when he comes in, then he'll be captain against. If I had Aguero against West Brom, no question he would be my captain. He could easily come away with a brace or even to come away with a hattie. I wouldn't be too surprised against West Brom. Aguero's a baller. The only problem with me bringing him in would be long term, because I still think Gabriel Jesus gets a good amount of run in this squad. But Aguero's a baller, man. Aguero ain't no chump. He ain't no halfway crook. 1% selection. If he scores 2 and he's your captain, you're talking a huge green arrow. Huge green arrow. So now it says, shall I transfer out DCL this week or next week to Watkins for a -8? Let's see. Should I transfer out DCL this week or next week to Watkins for a -8? I don't know if I get rid of him. Unless, of course, it would be to fund bringing in like De Bruyne or something. I would wait till next week. No, I would just do it. Because Ollie Watkins does have Wolverhampton. He has Burnley, he has West Brom, and Crystal Palace. So 4 really good fixtures like that. DCL's got Chelsea, who are so good defensively. Then Leicester, then Arsenal. So he has 3 tough. I would if I was doing it, and if I was trying to free up some funds, I would just get it done right now. Signed, sealed, delivered. But I like DCL moving forward. Any other chats? I feel like I'm caught up on all the chats. That's crazy. That must mean Let's Talk FPL is going live right now. Yeah, he's going live right now. Yeah, I'm all caught up on chats now. I always feel like whenever the chats run up, I should probably end the stream here pretty soon. But I got a lot more to talk about if you guys want to talk. I guess I'll just talk about my future plans real quick. Future plans is redundant. Thank you, Jessica Day. Shout out New Girl one time. So yeah, this is my plan for the future. Boom, right there. And then Lampy will be out for probably Regulone. Where is he at? Where that dude? Right there. This would be my squad moving forward in game week 12, 13, probably game week 14. This is what my squad would look like. I would like to have. It's hard for me to get rid of Harry Kane. I don't want to get rid of him, but actually, if I do this and go Eric Dyer instead, let me see what Dyer's like. Because Dyer is not going to get me many attacking returns, although he is on set pieces, and that dude has a good shot on a set piece. We go to Tottenham real quick. Spurs, Eric Dyer. He's only 5 mil. I wouldn't have enough to go to Sun, would I? Nope, I still wouldn't have enough to go to Sun. It would look something like this in the long term. Maybe if I drop Wilson to, I don't know. It's something like this. My plan for the future, just so I can get all those heavy hitters. But it's still up in the air. I still might not get Kevin De Bruyne. I may just keep Harry Kane and instead go like next week. See if I could bring in Christian Pulisic. Or even, I have 9 mil in the bank I could throw around. Oh, that's so much cash. I got 9 mil I could throw around. I could bring in, I can even just go next week, bring in Regulone instead of Kilman and go like that. Swap out Lamptey. Have Lamptey first on my bench to give me a little bit more depth. Something like that. I have 0.5 in the bank. I would do something like this in the long term. I'm not entirely sure. I had a plan moving forward to swap out Kane for KDB, and then in 2 weeks' time bring back Kane, but that's so much -4s I'd have to take. I don't necessarily think it's worth it, but maybe I do that. I don't know. I have a lot of plans I'm thinking of right now. FPL Rafiki. Oh, what a sick name. FPL Rafiki. I'm checking out your FPL channel right now. FPL Rafiki. What a sick name. 18 subscribers, 9 videos. Let's see. Brand new to FPL. My man FPL Rafiki. One of the best FPL names I've ever seen on this platform. Again, we gotta support those new FPL channels. They're just starting. It's so hard for them to get views and subscribers off the bat. So check out FPL Rafiki if you like what they're dishing out. Subscribe. If not, is what it is. But check them out. I haven't checked them out. I don't know anything they're about. So it's hard for me to really say if they're good or not. But it's a new channel. Check them out. Salah says, what are your transfers for this week? My transfer was bringing in Diogo Jota. I brought in Diogo Jota for Ziyech. Ziyech was hurt, forced my hand, had to make a move. I decided to take a 1-week punt on Jota. If Pulisic comes back and he looks great, I'm bringing Pulisic in. If not, I have no idea what I'm doing in the future. I know I just talked about that, but things are being twisted around so much. I got and the next deadline's on Tuesday too, right? So I don't have much time to think about it. Who do I take out? Kane, DCL next week. Who do I take out? I would take out... my camera. My camera, there you go. Another fireball for you. I would take out for me. Take an order because your body like a carry out. I would probably take out DCL. Ugh. Who are you trying to bring in, Kobe? Who would you bring in? I don't necessarily think I would get rid of either of those just because, unless I had a plan, and there I go squeaking again, unless I had a plan to bring in KDB or Bruno or Mo Salah or Sadio Mane, something like that. Should I take out Bruno? Should I take Bruno out for Salah? It's difficult. I don't know. That is super difficult. Salah's playing against a Fulham side who are just struggling by every sort of means. And he has Tottenham after that, Crystal Palace, West Brom. So a good run of fixtures till game week 19. Salah has. But Bruno himself, as far as fixture-wise, Sheffield, Leeds, 2 really good options. Leicester, tough. Wolverhampton, pretty tough. Villa, all right. Fulham. So he has a good run of fixtures till game week 26, I would say, Bruno. The thing for me is Bruno will save you $2 million in cash. 1.8 in cash? How much is he right now? 10.9? He would save you 1.4 mil in cash to go with Bruno. I don't think Salah outscores Bruno by a lot this season. He might even mess around and outscore Salah. You never know. But for this week, it's hard for me to overlook Salah as a captain. Now but the thing is, Salah might not even start. That is so tough. That is so tough. I just think I like Salah so much. It's hard for me to ever not have Mo Salah in my squad. I've only not had him in my squad one time in all of FPL my 2 years playing, and he messed around and dropped like 24 points on me. It still hurts to this day because that would have put me in the top. That would have put me in like the top 150k last season if I would have kept Mo Salah strictly for that 1 week. Maybe even would I have gotten the top 100k? Is there a way that I could check last season how off I was? Dang, that would have hurt. Anyway, that's tough. That is tough. Ziyech to Pulisic, very tempting for me. I agree. The only thing that's tough for me is Pulisic is still coming back from injury. So I personally would wait another week or two. But yeah, dude, Pulisic, that dude is so good. So good. Shout out, so good. Yeah, I'm that is on the top of my watch list. Top of my watch list is Pulisic this week. If he looks good and he looks healthy, Jota gone, Pulisic back in. Basically, I done DCL out for Bamford last night before a price rise. Originally was thinking to get Salah out for Sterling, but 90 minutes last night and Mane getting benched making me think bringing him in. But Salah is on penalties and Salah could punish me. Yeah, I agree. I that's a tough thing. But I like bringing in Bamford. I'm a big Bamford fan. He gets so many good looks. It's only he gets in so many good opportunities. He's a good option in FPL. I agree that Salah playing midweek is worrying. It is worrying, but not the worst thing in the world to have Salah. I don't know. That's tough. It's a headache. I'm trying to bring in Danny Ings. I agree. If I could bring in Danny Ings, I would. I would definitely bring him in, man. I want Danny Ings bad. I could bring him in for DCL, but I don't know if I want to get rid of DCL just strictly to bring in Danny Ings. But man, and Danny Ings is on penalties now? I know he was on penalties again last season, but I thought that was more for just golden boot chasing. But Danny Ings is a nice player, man. All right, let's see. Do you also watch NBA and NFL? Absolutely. I'm a big American football fan. Unfortunately, I don't get to watch NFL as much as I used to just because I'm streaming during games. So sometimes I'll have like the game streaming off, or I'll have the game on off camera. I'll just be watching with me through the peripherals. But I'm a big NBA and NFL fan. Big time. I'm assuming you are too. Or I guess I'm assuming, but are you as well, James? Yeah, I'm a big NBA and NFL fan. More NFL than NBA, but I like them both. I had 2 free transfers, so no minuses. And if I get Mane, then I can change him to cheap midfielder and make Brewster Aguero. So that's a plan. That's a good plan. That is a good plan. And I love Mane, man. I think, again, for me, if I had to pick one person this week that I would put my captaincy armband on anyone in FPL, I'm going with Mane. I think when I go back and look at Fulham and how they've done against other squads, their opposing left flank really takes advantage of them, right? So Richarlison looked really. I'll just go show you. Why not? I'm at it right now. Let's see. Not to forget, Sadio Mane is second in. He's either second or number 1 in non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90 this season, and he's getting off more shots this season per 90 than he has in his entire Liverpool career. And so I think he is a good shout. I know this is a bit of an ugly screen, but I want to kind of just show what other squads did, other left wingers did against Fulham this season. All right, so Man City, obviously, Sterling scored for City last week against Fulham, big time. Leicester don't really have a left wing, so it's hard to say because I think they played a 4-4-2 that game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to check. Everton, Richarlison looked really good. Should have come away with more in that match. Arsenal, when Arsenal played them, Aubameyang scored from open play. That's another big squad. So I go back and look at these squads that play like the 4-3-3, like Liverpool do, and left wingers really have a nice day against Fulham. And add that to how just prolific Mane has been this season. I think Mane is my shout this week for captaincy pick. All right. Thoughts on Bayern contacting Frankie de Jong's agent? It breaks my heart. Because I know Bayern were trying to get him 2 seasons ago, or whatever it was, when de Jong came to Barca. Just the thing that worries me about it the most is that I think Barcelona would do it because we're in such a hole financially that we need to find funds to do anything. And de Jong hasn't necessarily looked comfortable in Barcelona's system since coming over. And so it's hard to... The thing that worries me is I still think de Jong is a great player. I just don't think he's been utilized the best this season or even last season. I don't think he's playing the role that fits him best. And so if he goes to Bayern, I just fear he'll become the best midfielder in the world. And it's going to break my heart. We'll sell him for a lot of money, yeah, and we'll be able to do a lot with it, sure. But, man, I don't want to lose him, man. There are a few staples in the Barcelona side that I would say that for sure need to stick around next season. And I think de Jong's one of them. I just wish that he could play a role that fits him better, in my opinion. It would be sad for me to see him go. Ryan says KDB, Walker Peters, Konsa, Dyer, Stevens, or Zaha, Grealish, Reece James. I'm assuming it's Reece James, Zuma, and Vestergaard. Let me see. I like De Bruyne. KWP is a good player. Konsa is nice. Dyer's giving up a ton of clean sheets. And Stevens is all right. Zaha has a tough run of fixtures. Grealish, has a good run of fixtures and is a baller. I'm assuming it's Reece James. If it's James Rodriguez, I necessarily wouldn't like that. If it's Reece James, I like it a lot. Zuma's a baller. And Festegard can score on any set piece, and he has Sheffield this week. I'd probably say KDB is on. Walker Peters is on. I'd probably say the second one gives me more depth. If I had someone I could have captaincy week in and week out, then I would say go for the second one, because KDB isn't necessarily. KDB is dope, but other than that, Walker Peters is he'll get you some points week in, week out, or he'll get you some points some week, but some weeks he'll get you one. Const's good, got a good run of fixtures for the next few. Dyer again, clean sheets everywhere, but Grealish can get you a lot of points. Reece James is really good. Zuma, just the second one provides more depth for me. But it's hard for me to pick against KDB. But Wilbur, welcome back, Wilbur. Thon. Thoughts on FPL Don contacting Rihanna's agent? Who leaked that information? I have no comment, man. I have no comment. You know, the annoying thing is she just keeps hitting me up and asking me to. She wants me to. She wants Fenty to be sponsored on this channel, and I'm just not having that, man. I don't want, like, she keeps wanting to be, like, she wants to have like a podcast thing where we both talk about soccer, and she even wants to like go out on. The reason why I was talking about starting a second YouTube channel where I actually play soccer is because Rihanna's been just nonstop. She's been asking me. My camera goes off. Nonstop, she's asking me like, when are we going to do a crossbar challenge, Sean? And it's just annoying. I'm this close to giving in and just doing it just to do it, but man, Rihanna, get off my back, man. That's hilarious. No, if I feel like I don't really necessarily like get starstruck or anything, but if Rihanna even liked one of my statuses one day, just liked, I would just be over the moon. On a side note, there was one time where I posted a surfing picture onto my story one time, and I tagged Vanessa Hudgens, and she looked at the picture. No worries. She saw it. No worries. Shout out Vanessa Hudgens one time. Salah isn't going to play 90 versus a weak Fulham side when he played 90 on Champions League and have to play 90 against Spurs. Not a good captaincy option this game week. It is making me think. I talked about that earlier in the stream. I put the captaincy armband on Salah the day that last week's deadline ended, but him playing last week has me really second guessing it. And as soon as the stream is over, I'm going to really dive into, am I going to captain Harry Kane or am I going to captain Salah this week? It's going to be a tough one for me, I'm not going to lie. I may just if I stick it on Salah, it'll be strictly because of the what if factor. But Harry Kane might be the safer pick, and I may end up doing so. I don't know. It's gonna give me a headache this next 12 hours, whatever the deadline is. Because they play the next Wednesday versus Tottenham. That is a good point, man. That is a good point. First things first, I was shocked to see him start this weekend. Or this midweek. Shocked to see him start. I may end up switching the captaincy armband on Harry Kane. It's just something that we have to be after the stream's over when I could have a chance to do more research and not have so much dead air so I can still talk. Because me researching, I have like this weird face and I have my tongue sticking out like I'm Jordan. And it'd be a lot of dead air. But I'll be looking at that after this stream's over. Best defense choices for the next couple game weeks. My defense is my weakest point. All right, Zaid, I think the best options are, I would look at after this week. Tottenham have Liverpool next week, so it's hard for me to say Tottenham. But after the Liverpool match, I think Tottenham have a good run of fixtures. I would have one of them. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to fixtures, FDR. I think a cheap route would be getting like Soufal for West Ham. I still think Reece James and Chilwell or even Zuma are good options for Chelsea. Everton can score, yes, but Wolverhampton struggle to score. West Ham, I could see them blanking. Arsenal, again, I could see them holding them to a clean sheet. So I would still say to have a Chelsea defender in there somewhere. Maybe Diaz for City. Now, is Diaz going to be continuing to be as solid as he is in the squad when Eric Garcia comes back? Who knows? But I would have him. I still think, moving forward, I think Robbo and TAA are going to get a lot of time, and a lot of people are going to try to see if they could squeeze them into their squads. I I wouldn't have any United defenders. No Sheffield. I wouldn't get any Southampton. Maybe Walker Peters, just so I could rotate him for Sheffield and then for Fulham that week. But Arsenal and City depends. I would have, Tottenham look good. Chelsea look good. So like Reguilon, maybe even Eric Dyer if you want to go cheaper. If you can rotate, Walker Peters is nice. Diaz for City. Trent and Rob are probably going to be on a lot of people's radars now that Trent's back. But that would be the only ones I would necessarily say they're the safest. Not the safest route, but the ones I would necessarily like. Those ones. For me, if you look at my squad, I have Chilwell and Reece James. And then I have Tariq Lamptey. But Tariq Lamptey will be gone in the next couple game weeks for a Tottenham defender. As you can see there. Also, no room for racism. Let's see. I'm a fan of NBA and NFL. Also, in UK, the games are on at 3 a.m. Yeah, I do remember that. That was rough. So I just watched the highlights. I also like collecting retro team jerseys for both sports. Sick, man. I know that's the hardest thing. When I lived in the UK, that was the hardest thing for me about NFL and NBA games was being able to watch them. I remember having to wake up at 4 in the morning to watch, or 2 in the morning. It was either I had to stay up till 2 or wake up at 4. It's been so long I can't remember. And I was a little wibbly wobbly in the words of Nathan Bacon, and to watch the Niners playoff game. But yeah, man. Who do you support? I'm interested to see who fans from the UK support. I'm assuming for NBA, I'd assume some of the big names would probably be like the Lakers, maybe. I don't know if the Celtics would carry to UK. I'd be interested to hear who most people support in NBA and NFL. Maybe the NFL you just support whoever comes to the UK and you get to see live. Hopefully it's not the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Tripwire YT, I got Salah and Mane for this week and was thinking it was a big brain move. Life had other ideas. Somehow that goes, man. Somehow that goes. Sometimes that's how it goes. Man, am I struggling to speak right now. I'm now going to captain Mane thinking it's a safe bet, but fully expecting Salah to slap 2 goals now. I think the Mane captaincy pick is the one, again, that is my numero uno pick for captaincy this week. Salah and Mane was big last season too, right? I feel like, am I mistaken? And Mane has 9% selection rate right now, if I'm not mistaken. Show me the Mane. He has 9% selection. Sadio Mane. What a differential! What a differential! I think that's still a good pick. Zuma Reguilon and a 5.1 mil. Options, Martinez goalkeeper. I think, you already have Reguilon, so Eric Dyer necessarily wouldn't be it. Reece James has gone up to 5.3. Let me check for you real quick, Rosendo. 5.1. Let's go to defenders first because it refreshes in it. 5.2. Let's go by price. I think Vestergaard is a good shout. Vestergaard has, but again, he has 2 tough fixtures after this game week, so that's tough. But he does score on set pieces, as we've seen, and he has a good fixture this week and in 4 game weeks. Aurier's out. Gabriel's good, but I don't necessarily trust Arsenal's defense. Seiss is still not sure if he's even going to be playing much. Matty Cash. I like Matty Cash as a player, but I don't know if he's worth 5 mil. Oh, man. Lamptey's good, but I don't know if Lamptey's on the way out for me right now, personally. Although he does look good from time to time, man. I don't know if there's many good options. Marcel at 4.8 looks like he's locked down the left back spot. If Moldy was still here, he'd be able to say more, but Marcel might have that left back spot nailed down. So maybe him for Wolverhampton, but they do have a tough run of fixtures. It's tough. Those would probably be the ones. Outside of that, I might just drop down to the 4.6 range and go for Dallas or Walker Peters. Ailing, whatever you decide is the best, because really it's a toss-up for me. Soufal, 4.6. Those are the 4 that I would say. I would either go like Gabriel at 5.1 or just drop down to 4.6. There's not many good options around that 4.9, 4.8 range. My team is Martinez, Konsa, Zuma, Festegard, Jota, Son, James Ward-Prowse, Salah, Bamford, DCL, Kane. Gary, man. See, this is why your overall ranking is like 8K right now. Such a phenomenal squad. Such a phenomenal squad, man. Kobe says, got to support the Lakers. Rest in peace to Kobe Bean. Absolutely. Kobe Bryant is probably my favorite athlete of all time. Growing up in LA, I remember watching him drop his 81-point performance. He's such an influential character for how I practice, how I work, and just the daily grind in sports or even other stuff. Kobe Bryant, man, rest in peace. What an absolute legend. Probably my favorite athlete of all time. I have McCarthy, Festegard, and Walker Peters. Also I'm a Laker fan too. Go shout out that purple and yellow. I have McCarthy, Festegard, Walker Peters. Would it be wiser to get Dallas instead for 4.6 instead of KWP because my clean sheet is too dependent on Southampton players? It's really a toss-up. I don't necessarily think Leeds are really getting that many clean sheets either. But Dallas is probably more likely to get an attacking return than KWP at this moment. Although Walker Peters did get the FPL assist. I think that's too much of a sideways move. I don't necessarily think that would be worth it. They're too similar for me, actually. West Ham aren't the best at scoring right now. Newcastle aren't either. United are tough. Burnley can't score. West Brom can't score. Maybe you do go Dallas. Dallas might get more clean sheets over the next 5. My camera! Ooh, I still got some time. All right, we've got to wrap this up soon now that my camera's dying. Yeah, I think for me, I kind of like that move strictly because of fixtures. I'm not against that. So ATP, if you would, I don't know what ATP means. Why am I struggling if you would buy Salah for this game week? If you wouldn't, what's ATP? Why am I struggling with ATP? I got an Urban Dictionary of that real quick. Either I've been doing this too long and my brain's starting to fade and I need some food, or I just don't know what ATP is. ATP, Urban Dictionary. Let's see what it says. Adenosine triphosphate. Yeah, thanks for bringing me back to school, Urban Dictionary. Phosphates. Yeah. Thank you for bringing phosphates back in. ATP synthase. Thank you so much. Now I got PT school on my brain. Yeah, I don't know what ATP means. I'm sure you said it now. Anyway, I'll just assume I don't know what ATP means and go with the rest of that statement. Would I buy Salah for this game week? If you wouldn't, who would you rather? If I was to bring in a player, maybe I'd bring in Sadio Mane instead, because Sadio Mane is a for sure guarantee that he'll start this week as far as guarantees go. Salah may or may not. It'd be the safe route, and I think Mane is in for a good week this week. I think maybe I bring in Mane if I had to bring in somebody. Let's see how different they've been in points this season so far. Oh, he's outscoring him by 30. Yeesh. I think Mane catches up soon though. I think Sadio Mane maybe is the player I'd bring in this week if I had to. I still think Salah is a good shout. I still think Salah is a really good shout. As you can see, he's still my captaincy at the moment, but I think Mane is a good option. I'd probably for this week, I think the best and the highest opportunity, the highest percentage of likelihood a player will haul for me would be Mane, Son, and Kane, probably. Just because Salah, I'm not sure if he's going to start or not. Salah would be up there as well. What is my feeling about Jota for the future? I'm owning him for a couple weeks, but if he doesn't start again, would you keep him or change him to Pulisic's 14 game week? For me, if he doesn't start this week, he's out. Poof. Be gone, in the words of Ludacris. I think he is so good, and it's so hard for me to see him to ride the bench. But the thing for me with Jota is, with how many December fixtures are going to be back to back, I could see him starting for quite a few of those game weeks, right? Because they've already been playing a ton of matches with Champions League in the midweek and Premier League in the weekend. Klopp's already talked about that quite extensively. And with him playing on Sunday and then a quick turnaround on Wednesday, I think they're playing Tottenham. I can see Jota starting one of those matches. So if you have, Part of me says I want to keep him just because I think he could start and they'll rest maybe Mane 1 week, maybe Salah the next, maybe Firmino 1 week, and just to get their players' legs back underneath them. But I do have an eye on Pulisic. I do have a keen eye on Pulisic. Thoughts on Man U, Man City? I cannot wait for that match. If you're asking me my prediction, I'd probably say City win that match 2-1. 2-1 City. But I cannot wait for that. That's going to be such a good match. I'm back. Had an appointment to attend to. Welcome back, MKO. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. No Wilson. I put Wilson in for DCL. I already had to use my... I was going to get rid of DCL this week, but because of the injury to Ziyech, I was forced to get him out. So I had to force my transfer on Ziyech. I don't want to take a -4 to take out DCL for a Wilson. Although I don't think that's a worst option. But I had to use a move on Ziyech this week. Strictly because of injury. I do like Wilson moving forward though. I support Orlando Magic. Whoa, I've been to Florida a few times and liked it there when Shaq and Penny Hardaway. Look at you. Team of the 90s. NFL, I don't support one. Ooh. We got a Penny Hardaway reference. That's sick. I love Penny Hardaway, man. Also, I'm a big Shaq fan, obviously, being a Lakers supporter. Orlando Magic, that's interesting. Interesting. You got Aaron Gordon on your squad. You're going through after Dwight Howard left in 2010, 09, 2011. After Dwight Howard left, it's been tough for Orlando Magic. But I hope they have a good season this year. I hope they have a good season. I forgot. I didn't see who they drafted. Why am I forgetting who they drafted? Anyway. Yeah, Shaq and Penny Hardaway were nice. If you're in the NBA, go watch some of their highlights, man. Is my team any good? Martinez, I like. Forster, Zuma, James, Reece James, Robbo, Lamptey, Mitchell, Salah, KDB, Grealish, Jota, Doris Burke. Obviously, it's not Doris Burke. Great commentator, though. Timo Werner, Bamford, DCL. All right, so your starting will be Martinez, I like. Zuma's been phenomenal. Reece James, I love. Robbo is phenomenal. Lamptey is a good player off the bench. Salah, phenomenal. KDB, phenomenal. Grealish, phenomenal. Jota, worried in the future, but I still, if he plays, he's great. Werner, Bamford, DCL. I think that squad's phenomenal. I think that squad's really good. I think it's really good. My only worry is not having any Spurs assets in my squad for when their fixtures flip in 2 game weeks. That would worry me. But Timo Werner, it's only a matter of time before he starts clicking, but he hasn't yet, so it does worry me, especially for how much money you spent on him. But I think all your players that you'll start are really good. My two question marks would be Jota and Werner, but I think you have a really good squad, James. Gary Hendricks says Salah will play 60 to 7 minutes. He is my captain. I mean, as we saw in the Champions League this week, he scored in the first minute. He only needs. I just hope if he plays 60 to 70 minutes, I hope he is able to come away with an attack and return in that time. Youssef. Oh, it's Gary. Gary's got Salah as his captain. He's overall ranking as 8K, so maybe I'm doing something right. Youssef. What's up, Youssef? Ziyech to Susek Ziyech to Susek and Jota to Bruno next for game week 4. Next game week for -4. I think that's a good shout. I think it's really good. My only concern with Jota is, of course, is he going to get consistent playing time to warrant me in his squad? But it's good depth for your squad. He's still super cheap. He's less than 7 mil. I still believe at this moment, or did he go up to 7 mil? Let me fact check myself. No, okay, so now he's 7 mil. So he's 7 mil. I love Bruno. I think he's solid after this game week. I like that a lot. And Ziyech obviously is hurt. He looked good last week, which is super frustrating too. But I like that move, Youssef. I like it a lot. Kobe Ballers FC. I'm doing terrible. My first season. Too late to fix. Have a laugh if you want to, though. Yeah. Hey, it's all about improving and moving forward, right? All about improving and moving forward. You're not alone. My first season too, and I started late. Yeah, you started game week 3, right, Kobe? Hey, again, life's all about learning and improving. Learning and improving. Who should I take out for Kane? Wilson, Bamford, or Ings? I'd probably say if I had to, I'd probably say Wilson. I like Ings a lot. I think he could score against anybody. Wilson's fixtures are really good though, so it's hard for me to get rid of that. If you're a fixture person, I would get rid of Ings for Kane. If not, I would say Wilson. For me, it'd be Wilson number 1, Ings 2. Only because Bamford's still such a good price. KDB or Zaha and Grealish. I'm not the biggest Zaha fan. Well, no, I'm a big Zaha fan, but I'm not the biggest fan for him over the next 5-6 game weeks. Now that his fixture's flipped, I'll see if I can bring him up real quick. I don't know how productive he'll be in that time. I love Jack Grealish. I've been a big fan of him, and he has good run of fixtures for the next wee while as well. But I don't know how much he'll score against Tottenham. West Ham, I could see him, but Liverpool, Villa, Leicester, it's going to be a tough run of fixtures for him. And then Sheffield's good, but Arsenal City. So it's going to be hard for me to really back Zaha in this, although he has looked really good to start the season. And I think KDB just gives you a captaincy pick each and every week. ATP means at this point. Thank you. Okay, going back to it at this point. So at this point, if you would buy Salah if I had to bring him in, I still like buying Salah just because long term I still think he's good. Even if he doesn't start this week and he only gets 40 minutes, I still think in the long run he is still someone I want in my squad for the whole dang season. Wilson has a really promising fixture. Yeah, he does. That's true. I wouldn't necessarily get rid of him then against West Brom. He's on penalties as well. See, that's partly why I want to get rid of Kane and have KDB instead of Kane, is because there's so many good options as far as cheap budget strikers. There's not so many good options as far as cheap midfielders now that Jack Grealish is up so much. I already have him. Jota may not start week in, week out. So that's why I might go to KDB instead of Kane. My camera, do I have one more life on it? Ooh, I got one more life on it. All right. Come on, Wilfred Zaha, score some goals for Palace. Dude, he has been really solid. It's hard for me to say to drop him because of how good he's been. And so if you have Zaha, I think I don't know if you keep him. It all depends on who I drop for him, but Zaha's look really good, man. Let's look up some statistics real quick. Zaha, come on, Shimon. Yeah, he's been balling out this season, man. 7 goals and 2 assists. His previous high in goals his highest he's ever scored in a season is 10. He's only 3 away from matching that. So he's gonna have the best season of his career, it looks like, this season as far as goal involvement. He's averaging more shots per 90 than he ever has in his career at Crystal Palace. I know part of that was because he was playing striker. Maybe not so much shots on target, but as far as just regular shots, his expected goal involvement is still 0.5. He's still a good option. It's just hard for me to pick him with that run of fixtures. Kane or Bruno long term. It's so hard with so many good premiums. Future. Shout SpongeBob. If you're gonna twist my arm and pick, I'd probably say Harry Kane. If you're gonna twist my arm, strictly because he's already at 8 goals and 10 assists. He's playing just so phenomenally under Jose Mourinho. I can't dismiss that. Bruno Fernandes though is one of the most. If I had to rank the players I would want on my squad the most, Bruno would be top 3. And so it's hard for me to say it, but if you had to twist my arm, I'd probably say Harry Kane. But you could probably get away with Son as your cover there, so it's just hard. Twist my arm, Ryan, I'm going Kane. Yeah, but that hurts. Let's see. Why don't you have any City assets? Oof. It's strictly because, for one, the only City asset that I want is De Bruyne. Maybe Mahrez. I could bring in Mahrez next week for Diogo Jota. That is something I'm definitely thinking about. Because Jota is going to be a 1-week punt for me most likely. I'm going to get rid of him and bring in. I'm either going to get Mahrez in for Jota, or I'm going to switch Harry Kane out and bring in KDB next week. It's strictly again because the only 2 assets I want are KDB and Mahrez. Mahrez is too much of a rotation risk, although he has started a lot this season. And they're playing United this week, so I thought I'd hold on to Kane for one more game week. So yeah, it's either dropping Harry Kane for Harry Kane and Jota for KDB and Wilson, something like that. And then the week after, or maybe sometime soon, I would drop Jack Grealish for floating around a lot of ideas, but I am definitely considering bringing in KDB or Mahrez next week. That's yeah. Every other City asset is too much of a rotation risk for me to worry. Sterling is dope, but I'd rather have KDB over Sterling for that price. Cancelo, Kyle Walker, Diaz. I could go for Diaz in a few game weeks. Either that or Reguilon. I haven't decided yet. A -4 to get Shea Adams and Grealish over DCL and Hamas, or an added -4 to get Ings in over Adams. I like Ings a lot, man. I like Ings a lot. I know they're the same team that's playing the same very success. I think I gotta learn how to say that word. Very vulnerable Sheffield United squad right now. I like Danny Ings a lot, man. I think a -4 to get Shea Adams and Grealish over DCL and Hamas. I kind of like getting Danny Ings and Grealish, but -8 might be too much. -8 might be too much, especially because DCL could score against Chelsea. I like getting rid of Hamas. So if you're going Hamas to Grealish, I like that. I like that move a lot. The second one's tough for me. The second -4. I think Shea. Jake, I'm sorry. I wish I could answer better. I'd rather have Grealish and DCL over a -8 to bring in Danny Ings over DCL. Just for this young game. I love Danny Ings, though. I just took an 8-point hit. All right. Zexy. Nice name. I just take a -8-point hit. Salah, Bamford, Basuma in for Vardy, Jota, and Podence. I don't think that's a worse -8. Basuma obviously hurts because you're bringing -4 to have someone who's going to sit on your bench. But Salah, captaincy pick, I like that. Bamford's dope. Jamie Vardy, Jota, and Podence. Let's see if it pays off. I hope it pays off for you. I need a shot right now. Or I need some coffee. Or some food. Probably reverse order. Let's see. Brought him in for Shea Adams. Nice. Zaha's been playing as a 9. That's why. Yeah, so him playing as a striker has been really, really good for him, man. Really good for him. He's impressed me a lot this season. He's impressed me a lot. I wish I would have had him from the beginning of the year. I don't think I've even had him this season. I don't know if I had him I had him last season. Will Mars be getting consistent playing time? That's the hardest thing. I want to say no. Because there's always going to be weeks, especially with how tough how back-to-back these fixtures are here in the future. It's hard for me to say that he'll be getting consistent playing time, but he's gotten 70 plus minutes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In 8 of the last 9 game weeks. So 8 of the last 9 game weeks, he's gotten 70 plus minutes. So maybe he's more consistent than we thought. And when he plays, dude, this guy's a baller, man. I think I might bring him in. My camera, do I have one more life? Ooh, I'm off to my laptop. You know what that means. OBS, let's change this. Gotta do this. Sorry for this real quick. That means I gotta wrap it up real quick and my camera dies. Go to my webcam on my laptop. Move this down. That's what it's all about. Do that. And why you gotta go and do that, little mama? Alright. Gotta wrap this up. Get any last questions you can. See if I can prop this laptop up on a storage box. Alright. This might look better. It looks super weird for me, but it might look better for you guys. Alright. Get back to Pep Roulette. Yeah, Pep Roulette's just so much to worry about, man. So much to worry about. Now I feel like my camera's not even on my face, is it? That's oh, I'm struggling with my webcam right now. It was alright, and now I messed it up. Of course it was. Alright, whatever. This is going to have to do. Wilson has 7 goals and 2 assists and 9 appearances with a .36 goal per match. Wilson's good. I'm not arguing against Wilson at all. I think he is a phenomenal player. or he's been balling out this season, and he's on penalties. I think he is such a good shout, man. Such a good shout. How come Mourinho didn't play like this, or Jose didn't play? Yeah, how come Mourinho didn't play like this when he was at United? I don't know, man. The whole Jose at United thing was toxic, wasn't it? And now it looks like he's balling out at Tottenham. That Tottenham Liverpool next week is going to be quite the scenes, man. I want to bring out Bruno, but I don't have a choice. I want to bring out Bruno, but I don't have a choice. You want to bring him out? I love him. I want to keep him in my squad. But that's just me. Zexy says, I'm currently learning rotational motation in physics. Ooh. Apparently it was founded by PUBG. I thought you were being serious for a second because I love physics. I love, what's the formula? What would the formula for centrifugal force be? Because centrifugal force is a false force. It's a pseudo force, so it's not real. So it would be 2 pi. Where's my sheet at? I love physics. I forgot what it was. It was 2 pi over r, 2 pi g over r. Anyway, whatever. That's hilarious. Great comment. Interesting choice of Kobe being favorite sportsman ever. Makes me think you would choose Leo or Cristiano. I would Leo for me. Leo for me. So my two favorite, off the top of my head, my two favorite athletes of all time would be Kobe 1 and Lionel Messi 2. Those would be my top 2 ever. All right, last questions. Let's get them in before I log out. Also, thank everyone for showing up, man. I appreciate it. Kobe said it took a -16 to be. It's beginning to be a habit for me. At least to make it a -8. Hey, I'm with you, man. If anyone's watched this channel from the beginning, taking hits was something that was akin to FPL Dawn, man. I used to take hits for fun. I just love the adrenaline rush of taking a hit and when it pays off. Like if you take a hit and bring someone in and they turn around and score a goal, oh, not much better feeling in the world. I'm addicted to adrenaline rushes. I put Jota on the bench. Ooh, that is very risky because Jota could start, and if he starts, he could haul against Fulham in case Bruno doesn't perform. It's tough. I mean, that's your call. I'll back it up. I'll back you up. Backing it up. Wilbur, see you, man. Love the stream. Well, thank you for joining, Wilbur. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the support as always. And thank you so much. That means a lot. Zexy says, if you keep taking hits, can you go to a negative score? You can absolutely go into a negative score, yeah. Depending on how much you take. If you that would be rough if you end up with a negative score for the week. Yeah, you could end up with a negative score. You was at a -60. Yeah. Kobe was at a -68 at one point. That is ridiculous. Oh, that's hilarious. I could get Ings in for DCL, but I'd have to downgrade Reece James for a -4 to free up money to make the transfer. And then with the extra funds, I can upgrade Fornals to Grealish next game week. Thoughts? I don't think it's the worst, Jake. For James Rodriguez. Yeah, I like that better. So James Rodriguez, I still like him as a player, but as an FPL asset, I'm still wary about him. I love Danny Ings. I think DCL has been a good player, though, so it's hard for me to get rid of, like I've said in this stream. But I love Danny Ings. You can upgrade Fornals to Grealish next game week. I don't think that's a worst shout. If you're doing it for my biggest factors in taking a hit are if it's going to be a long-term thing, I'm fine for taking a hit. And I just realized my screen is horrible. Why did I just now notice that? If I take a -4 hit, it's either so I can captain a player who I think is going to haul, or for a long-term thing. As for a long-term thing, I don't think it's a bad shout. Are you bringing in Jota for Salah? I brought in Jota for Ziyech. I brought in Jota for Ziyech. I was forced to because of the injury. What is the best possible defense and keeper without Chilwell? The best possible defense, I still think Robbo and Trent deserve some shout, even at their price. I still think they're really good value. That's also on my thinking is maybe going back to Robbo and Trent these next couple game weeks. Outside of that, Reguilon, Spurs have given up 1 goal in the last 5 game weeks combined, and they have a good run of fixtures after the Liverpool match, or even after the Leicester match if you want to go there. I think they're a good shout. You said no Chilwell. I think Reece James is a great option. Obviously, Zuma has been balling out. If you want to just have some Chelsea coverage, you could go Mendy in goal. As far as keepers, it's just tough. McCarthy might be nice, but he has 2 tough fixtures in 2 and 3 game weeks. Who off the top of my head, defenders. Vestergaard is good scoring, and he has 2 good fixtures out of the next 4, but then the game weeks 2 and 3 are tough. Top of my head. I'm closing my eyes as I think. Let me think. Those would probably be the ones off the top of my head I think are the best. Also, I think Diaz for City is a really good option because he's reliable in that center half. Those would be the best defenders in my opinion off the top of my head. Just subscribe. Hey, thank you so much, Lexi, for subscribing. That means a lot. I appreciate that. And have a good weekend. Hopefully you have a great weekend filled with some good green arrows. But there's the rumor that Jota is going to start, so you should put someone else as captain, just saying. Yeah, so I've definitely thought about that. After the stream ends, well, I got work after this, but maybe I'll get a Call of Duty game after this. When the stream ends, or either tonight, I'm going to do some serious thought. I may end up switching the captaincy armband to Harry Kane just to play it safe, because Mo Salah could come in and play 90 minutes and get a double-digit haul against Fulham. No question. But it might be the safer pick for me to go Harry Kane versus Crystal Palace. So I may end up switching the armband to him just to play it safe. It is worrying. But if it's not Mo Salah, it's going to be Harry Kane this weekend as my captain. Who do I captain? Salah, Bruno, Kane, maybe Wilson. So for me, if Salah was starting, he's a no-brainer number 1 captain on that list. If he's not, for me, I'm going Kane. I don't necessarily like captaining Bruno against City, so I'd probably say Bruno is last. I put Wilson third. But if you have guts, Salah is a good shout. If not, Harry Kane. Or even if you think Harry Kane's going to outscore, I think Harry Kane will have a good game. Definitely free hitting for West Ham's double game week. Against Burnley and West Brom. Oh, looking nice, isn't it? If Antonio is healthy, for sure have him in your squad. Rosendo, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Always try with the good vibes. I always try to good vibes. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's West Ham double game week. That double game week is looking good for a free hit, especially because I think there's still going to be more teams that are given that double game week in that time. So it could be a very fruitful week for you that week. Any other questions? I'll wrap it up here. My throat's starting to hurt from chit-chatting. Jake Jones. Shout out Jim Jones. Still balling. Y'all remember that? When Jim Jones came out with balling, did y'all do like the flick of the wrist every time you would say that in high school? Man, that died fast. Yeah, shout out Jim Jones. Yeah, any other last questions? When's a wild card coming? I already used my wild card, unfortunately. My team was in a very bad place. Now I got the Her song stuck between a heart and a hard place. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I already used it. Unfortunately, if I didn't use it, I would have. If I haven't used my wild card yet, I would use it right now so I can get in that power 5 in midfield. But that's what it is. Or when Villa's fixtures turn, I might get Antonio in instead of him. Yeah, Villa's fixtures turn in 4 game weeks. Yeah, after that Crystal Palace match, you got Chelsea, United, Tottenham, back to back to back. Oh, that's tough, man. After that, it still gets good. So maybe I just hold for those 3 game weeks and just play the waiting game. Play the waiting game with Jack Grealish. Let's see. I might take a hit in Captain Bamford. I don't know. Bamford is a good shout for captaincy pick, man. I'm not against that. That is definitely a Top Gun move there. That might be a good shout. Yeah, that would definitely be a Top Gun move there. How many wild cards do you get? You get 2 wild cards. You get 1 for the first 16 game weeks or 17 game weeks. I don't know exactly when the second one comes, but it comes around. I think it comes in the next few game weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's around game week 16, 17. You get your second wild card. Whoop. Instead of Watkins. Oh, get Watkins instead of him. Yeah, or instead of getting Antonio instead of Watkins. Come on, Sean. Speak fluently. I love Antonio. Antonio's at 6.2 in price right now. I wonder if he's gonna. Let me check to see if he's gonna fall in price. Now that he just hurt again. If he becomes 6.1, girl, yeah, he might drop in price again. So Antonio might become a 6.1 million pound forward. Oh my gosh. If he is healthy again, come that double game week, put Antonio in my squad. Shout out Waka Flocka. My captain Ings is a bit of a differential. Oh, I love that. I love that. Danny Ings going against Sheffield United, who struggled to not only score but are doing very poorly in defending this season. Let me just fact check myself. Why do I have two of those screens? Go back. There we go. Goals against Sheffield, all right. Oh yeah, Sheffield have given up 18 goals this season. Let's see how they are home and away. Because they're playing, let me toggle through these real quick. They are playing away? Yeah, Sheffield's playing away. So Sheffield, come on, son. Sheffield's playing away, so their expected goal against away is about average. About average. They do worse at home. Anyway, I think Danny Ings is a great captaincy shout. What are you doing home?
I work from home this afternoon.
What? Did you bring home food?
No.
You know I'm hungry. I'm going to work here in like 10 minutes. Just wrapping this up. Anyway, wrapping this up. Any last questions, comments, anything you want to say before I got to go to work? Let me know. And I'll see if I wrap it up. Yeah, I got to wrap it up here pretty soon. Again, for everyone who is still here, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate that. If you guys are interested in me making a separate YouTube where I actually get to play football and whatnot. No, excuse me. When I end in 10 minutes, I'm coming right for you. If you're interested in me making another YouTube where I actually get to play football and stuff like that, please let me know. I'm definitely thinking about making it. Also, thank you everyone for showing up and commenting. And last questions in, and we'll wrap this thing up right here. Yeah, that was a terrible accent. I apologize. Mount was great while managing. Miranda, Mount was great while managing Manchester United. It was a club that had talked. Yes, Mourinho. Something about Mourinho is definitely not Mourinho, but something about Manchester United screams toxic for me next week. Or not next week. I'm reading the comments. Man, my eyes are failing me. Something about Manchester United right now just seems toxic. I don't know what it is, but something about it. Also, Mason Mount seems like Mason Mount might be a good option for these next few weeks now that Ziyech is hurt, in my opinion. No, I'm good. I'm wrapping up. I still got some. Thank you. I appreciate that. Lampy in next game week. I think so. Lampy for me has been a bit disappointing over the last 5-6 games. Not only like 3 game weeks, right? Because he scored. Yeah, so over the last few game weeks, he's been a bit of a disappointment. But he has Fulham next week, Sheffield the week after, and so if you have Lamptey, I would hold on to him. I really like him for the next 2 matches after they play Leicester. I think he's a good shout. If he was back, he would have been successful. Yeah, there's something about United. I don't know what it is. Same thing with Barcelona and this toxic environment right now in the front office. We're going through the same problem. What is the best possible defense and keeper without Chilwell? I think I answered that one, right? I'll show you. Let's do this. Let's go. I think Reguilon. I like Reece James. So I'm gonna keep Reece James. No Chilwell. Let's go. Defenders. Let's go. Maximum price. Why is this? I don't want that. Come on, son. All right. Zuma I like a lot. Vestergaard is able to score goals. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to say no Robbo and no Trent, so I'm going to keep those off the list at the moment. Maybe no Trent and no Robbo, so I'll pump the brake on those ones. Normally, I would say those would have to be in there for the best defense, but with how much money people are spending in the midfield, I'm going to say we're going to go without Robbo here, but normally I would say put Robbo or Trent in there for the best defense. I would say I'm going to go Dyer just because outside of Liverpool, I think he has a great run of fixtures, and they've given up 1 goal over the last 5 game weeks. They are solidified under Jose. They look so sound defensively. Just watching them, they just look good. Probably that. And then, I mean, you could go Castagna, not Castagna there. You could go Reguilon there. I'll just go with the cheaper route there. So that last spot, I'd probably say I'd probably say Diaz. I don't know where he's at here. I'd probably say Diaz. Something like that. That'd probably be my top one without breaking the bank. As far as goalkeeper, I'd probably have to go with... yeah, that's not the right page. Swoop. I mean, Mendy is a good shout. Maybe Mendy. Actually, let's go like this. Let's go Ederson in goal, Diaz out, and let's go with a... Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? You asked for the best. You never said... I don't think you said no. Liverpool. Let's go Liverpool. I'd go with Trent. Right there. That for me would be the best defense. Maybe swap Dyer out for Reguilon. Something like that. Let's see. Thoughts on this team. Meslier is goalkeeper I like. Reece James, love. Kyle Walker, I think is a really good option. James Justin, I think he's still good. I think he's still good for at least 1 or 2 more game weeks. Ben Narak, mid, Son, Ward-Prowse, Mane, striker, Werner, Wilson, Watkins. All right, tuned in. So I think I like your defense a lot. I would be worried about James Justin moving forward just because I still don't think Castagna is back healthy and Pereira won't be back healthy. For me, it's more about the fixtures at this point, but I would still hold on to him. As far as the midfield, Ward-Prowse does make me a little bit nervous because it's set piece or nothing with him. But I still think he's good. I still like him moving forward, especially at his price. Mane, I love. I would captain him this week if I had to. No, if I had Mane, I would captain him. Striker, I like. With Werner, it's only a matter of time before he ticks over. He's getting so many good options, so many good looks. Surely it's only a matter of time before he comes away with double-digit hauls and it's starting to become a regular thing. So I like that. Wilson's dope. Watkins dope. I like that a lot. The only thing that I would be worried about is not having Bruno Fernandes or not having KDB. That would be those would be the 2 things I would worry about. But other than that, I think it's a good squad. Hopefully that helps. 2 words, Ed Woodward. Squidward? Let me see. Oh, whoop. Go back to that. I'm blanking on who Ed Woodward is. Oh, yeah. Okay. You think that's really the problem? I just Googled him right now. Jamie Carragher sends a message to Ed Woodward over Paul Pogba's Manchester United future. Manchester United reluctant to sack Ole and hire Pochettino for 2 reasons. Oh. Pochettino, I don't know if he'd come to United. Ed Woodward must secure Juventus striker Paulo Dybala. Ooh, Dybala to United? That'd be sweet. Maybe that's the case. I mean, front office is so... Maybe that's the case. I appreciate that, Jake Jones. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Seriously, it means a lot to me. Gary Hendricks, thank you for showing up as well. Hopefully you have a great weekend this weekend, Gary, and continue to be top of the Donatello's league, man. You've been absolutely on fuego to start the season, and I appreciate that. That means a lot. Have a great night to you, too. Figiolo says, you got it. I honestly think on the long run, Jose would become a legend at United. But, yeah, Ed Woodward again. So that's 2 people saying Ed Woodward. That guy is rotten. A lot of people are out for that office. You guys, who'd you guys even, I think, because you guys were talking about bringing in like Jadon Sancho and stuff like that. Van de Beek is good, but I don't know why he doesn't play more, in my opinion. But anyway, maybe that's the case. I'm going to look into that more after the stream is over. Ryan, the best possible defense is right here, in my opinion. I'd probably switch out. Actually, if we're going for best defense, I would say it would be Spurs. Reguilon. Let me switch Trent for Robbo because I like Robbo more right now, but we all know how good Trent could be. Imagine if Trent starts taking penalties. How crazy would that be? If Trent starts taking penalties, ooh, or if Salah's off the pitch and he takes it, that'd be wild. That'd be my best defense and keeper right there. Reece James provides you. They're one of the best defenses in the league right now, and he has incredible attacking potential. Same with Robbo. We all know how good Liverpool has been and good run of fixtures with. I think he has the most touches in the box this season out of any player, period. He is phenomenal. Reguilon have given up 1 goal over the last 5 game weeks for Spurs. They look so good, and he has opportunities to get attacking returns, Reguilon. It's only a matter of time before he gets double digits. And Ederson in goal with an incredible run of fixtures City have. I think he is the best. I don't know if he's the best he's the best keeper if you had unlimited money, and he's safe for having that City defense. It would be great if you do a Warzone stream with this channel subscribers. The only thing is I'm terrible at video games. I would love to stream. I would love to stream me playing video games because I feel like I'd be more funny and have more energy, and I would be actually good at the game. But also, I don't really have any. I don't have any system right now other than my phone. But streaming would be fun, man. I would love to stream. I have them on my bench, but Bruno against City though, yeah. Bruno against City is tough, but the only thing is, the only thing I keep thinking is, at some point, or no, in every game, someone has to get 3 bonus points, right? I know it kind of sounds like a duh, Sean, but someone's got to score. And if someone scores for United or someone scores for City, you would put the probability of Bruno or KDB being involved on that pretty high. But so it's either going to be, but it's just tough. It's tough. If Bruno comes away with nothing, I wouldn't be surprised because City are really, really good. It's just for this week alone, Bruno is not necessarily my favorite option, especially because I don't like how they play. I don't like their style of play, and I think City will abuse that. What the heck was that? I think City will do really well to kind of keep Bruno in check, if as much as someone can. So this week alone, Bruno. But yeah, for long term, I love Bruno. Thoughts on the Glazers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? You talking Blazers? Portland Trail Blazers? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. So as far as Tampa Bay goes, man, they have so many big names on their squad. I don't know if they're the favorites. Let me look at who the favorites would even be. Let's see. They're good. I mean, I stopped doubting Tom Brady years ago. I'll never say a bad thing about Tom Brady again, man. He just destroys my Chargers every year. Let's see. Tampa Bay. They are okay. So they're in the wild card spot. They're only 1 game up on Minnesota in that wild card spot. So they need to keep winning. Yeah, they're not going to beat New Orleans for that. New Orleans already clinched. I would still fear Tampa Bay going in. I think they have a really good defense at times, but yeah. As a Charger fan growing up, seeing Tom Brady beat my team every year that we were good, it'd be nice to see him lose in the first round, man. But yeah, Tom Brady's a beast. Rob Gronkowski is so funny. They're so stacked. I mean, Antonio Brown is probably like their third threat on offense behind Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And so you have that guy, and then you're thinking even Bray as your tight end. So you have like Gronkowski could be your 5th option to throw to, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Gronkowski being your 5th option. That dude is one of the best tight ends I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, Bucks are good. You're right with KDB with the easy fixtures. Yeah, with his easy fixtures running forward, I need to get KDB in my squad. I need him in my squad. The question is who am I going to get rid of? Am I going to get rid of Kane, who also has good fixtures for him? Am I going to get rid of Salah for KDB? Bruno Fernandes is too good a price at that range to drop. Am I just going to bite the bullet and not go with KDB and hope Mahrez can do well for me? It's tough, man. Tom Brady's like the Messi of American football. Don't disrespect Messi like that, man. No, yeah, Tom Brady is he's got to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks of all time. I don't think you can even argue top 3, top 4. It all depends on what your preference is. Peyton Manning's obviously up there. Joe Montana. They'll probably be the top 3 off the top of my head. But yeah, Tom Brady's so freaking good. Greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion. Although I do love Peyton Manning. All right, any last questions? Let's wrapping this up here a little bit. Looks like the comments are fading off. I don't know. It's like the 3rd time I've said wrapping up, but for sure I'm wrapping up this time. Jota might be an option to get off because if you're thinking about game time. Yeah, so Jota I brought in Jota mainly for a 1 week punt. I wanted to bring in Mahrez, but I thought that Jota would probably have a better week than Mahrez has this week, just strictly because of fixtures, and maybe Jota starts. So in the future, I could just... What the heck? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not my squad. Why am my screen be bugging? So I could do this and allow me enough money to get Dyer in for Lamptey in 2 game weeks. So this is what my team could look like next week. This is what it could look like. If I swap Mahrez out, bring in Mahrez for Diogo Jota, I would have to have a little bit more bench depth. So maybe I drop Kilman because he's not playing anymore, and have like maybe Walker Peters in that spot to give me a little bit more bench depth going into that Christmas schedule, something like that. Remember Vontaze Burfict's tackle on Antonio Brown? Oof. Vontaze Burfict was like the epitome of dirty football players. Remember when Antonio Brown was returning that punt and he kicked the punter in the face when he went to tackle him? Yeah, he Spartaned him. Yeah, Jota might be off. For me, my biggest concern is either getting rid of Jota next week or holding on to Jota, and I'd have 2.1 in the bank, and I could either go bring in like a 6.6. What's a 6.6 midfielder that I could bring in off the top of my head? Can't think of any. That sentence was terrible. 6.6 off the top of my head would be, let's see, I could bring in Ward-Prowse for him. I could bring in Bowen for him and have Bowen and Jota in case someone doesn't play that week. I'd have a decent bench. Or, what did I do that for? Or I could have Kilman off and I could bring in Reguilon. Or Reguilon, I'd have Reguilon and my dang it, why did I do that? My microphone's way too far away from me, isn't it? Go to Spurs, bring in Reguilon, and I could just do this in case Jota doesn't start every week, and I could have like Lamptey coming off my bench for him, something like that. Best midfielder under 8.5, Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish would be the best one. I think Pulisic is on my watch list as far as who to have an eye out for. Pulisic would be on there. Ward-Prowse is good on set pieces if you want to go really cheap. I'll look at more. I think Mahrez is a good shout. If Mahrez consistently starts, he is phenomenal. He does nothing but return. 8.4. Pulisic, Grealish. Hamas has lost it a little bit for me. And then you kind of take a big gap there. Big gap for the next great player. I mean, Jota, if he gets enough playing time, but I don't know about that. And then you take another huge hit, and for me, the next one would probably that I would want in my squad. Maybe Mason Mount might be a good shout due to injuries, something like that. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna call it a wrap. I got to go to work, unfortunately. Move around some heavy boxes that'll destroy my back a little bit. Thanks everyone for showing up. I'll go back to my regular squad so y'all can see what it looked like. This is my squad. Thank you everyone for showing up. I appreciate it. I'll be back on Sunday for a live stream after the last match, which concludes at, most likely, unless I'm, busy, I will be here about 1:20, 1:30, something like that, after the last game is concluded, so we can talk about what happened in the week. Thanks everyone for showing up. Kobe threw in a last-second question that I'll answer. Do you think United can get Grealish? The only problem is he is 100 million. I don't know if Grealish moves on at this point. He just signed a new deal with Aston Villa, and they're doing well, so I think he stays for the time being. I think United really need to push for Jadon Sancho. They really need to push for Jadon Sancho. But yeah, this is my squad. I don't think they get Jack Grealish. See you guys on Sunday if you want to show up. I appreciate that. Honestly, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys make streaming so much fun. I like streaming more than I like making videos at this moment. Also, I don't have enough time to make videos, but I'm off to work. Thank you everyone for showing up. Life is tough. Life is crazy. Take some time out of your day today to make someone smile, whether it's buy him like a Snickers bar, making someone laugh, just texting an old friend saying, hey, take some time out of your day to make someone smile. Also got a last couple comments. I'll go back before I hit my outro. Use my free hit this week. I just had to get Salah. Hey, hopefully your free hit pays off this week. My name is Salah is an absolute beast. If he starts and plays, he could go off this weekend, and I hope he does. Hopefully the free hit pays off for you this week. I can't wait to hear if it does this on Sunday. My name is. Thank you for showing up as well. But yeah, this is my week. my suggestions this week on music to listen to. Last week was Frank Ocean and Outkast. So this week I'm gonna say my music. If you're into hip hop, my suggestion would be, who did I listen to this morning? I said Lupe Fiasco already in the past. We talked about Neo already, so maybe I'll go Neo. Let's go. Who should I say to listen to this week? As far as hip hop goes, let's say listen to some Rakim if you want some old school hip hop. Rakim's nice. Best midfielder under 8.5 that is consistent would be Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish would be the best midfielder under 8.5. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone for showing up. I gotta go out. I gotta go to work now. I got work in 17 minutes. Thanks everyone for showing up. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Even if it's filled with green arrows, red arrows, or whatever it may be. Hopefully it's a good one for you. Hopefully you get some green arrows. As always, Don out. Thank you everyone for showing up. And again, take some time out of your day to make someone smile. Thanks everyone. I appreciate you all.